Hey everybody, what's going on? You are listening to the Playing On podcast. My name is Carl Markowski, and thank you for joining me. This is episode 25 with Cody Sedlar and Marc Schulte. Marc, you have probably heard on earlier podcasts. I usually do one with him after each event, and this is Cody's first time. Popped his little podcast cherry on the with Marc. So it was cool having him sit down and seeing everybody's point of view. Cody's played for a long time, and he kind of took a hiatus there, but I think he's slowly but surely getting into it. And he just attended this last NXL event in Chicago, and I wanted to get his thoughts on what he thought about the new venue, events, all that stuff. So it was cool to have him on. But before we get into the podcast itself, a big thank you to our sponsors, Dr. Paintball, where if you head over to drpaintball.com, there is still an M2 giveaway happening. And if you go to the website, you will find all the information on how to enter to win that die M2. Also, he is huge on helping the paintball community out. He has a little blog set up with videos and some articles, but he also finances all the equipment that you can think of, that any other store has. He can help you get the marker of your dreams by financing, helping you, afford those $1,500 markers, which we all love to shoot. So he can help you do that. Just head over to drpaintball.com. We are also sponsored by Charm City Paintball, where he is making all kinds of nasty headgear. Anything from headbands to head wraps. He has a head wrap where it ties in the back, where Velcro's in the back. He can make custom stuff for you. He actually just made Marc Schulte a black Gucci tie back black head wrap. It's pretty slick looking. So he also provides a lot of aftershock with some pretty cool headgear. So make sure you check out his Facebook, Charm City Paintball. He is also responsible for making the pack bands that I have out and available. So if you are interested in those, just hit me up on the social media. So thank you to Charm City Paintball. We are also brought to you by Carbon. And they have, I don't know if you saw it or not, but they have a new pod where it actually changes color as the temp rises on the pod, so you know what pods, what paint's heating up, and you can change those out, as need be. I thought that was a pretty cool idea. They have the SC line still, but there is a new CC line that is out, and that's a little bit more affordable for everybody, but the same high quality, and it's awesome. It's over at carbonpaintball.com. Make sure you check it out. There's all kinds of stuff coming soon also. So and if any teams are out there and they're interested in getting sponsored by Carbon, hit me up. Carl@carbonpaintball.com is my email address, and we can talk to you about future sponsorships next year. I know it's still mid-season, but hook me up or hit me up if any of you guys are interested. So thank you to Carbon Paintball. Also with Carbon, there is a 10% discount if you use the promo code capital TPOP for the Playing On podcast at Carbon Paintball. And if you type that in, you can 10% off your entire order. So thank you to Carbon. And last but not least, we are sponsored by Planet Eclipse, the makers of the LVR. And the newest to the family is the LV 1.5, which is a slick little marker that's out. J-Rab from Impact is shooting one. Also, Keith Brown is shooting one. And slowly but surely, I'm going to get more guys out there shooting them. I don't want to take full responsibility for them shooting it, but okay, I will. But we also have LJ Parrish on Aftershock who is shooting one. You have to go out and try one, man. A lot of people are shooting the spool valves, the GOs, and everything like that, but man, if you just step over to the dark side and try an LV1, I mean, these things are fine-tuned animals out of the box, and I can't say enough good things about Planet Eclipse, and they make the best markers on the planet. So, give one a try. I promise you won't be disappointed. obviously don't try one where if a guy doesn't take care of his gear, obviously it's not going to shoot well. But maybe try one where a guy takes care of his stuff, and then, well, you know what? They'll still shoot through anything. So just give them a try. So thank you to Planet Eclipse. But all right, I'm done talking. No more ads. I'm done. Here's episode number 25 with Cody Sedlar and Marc Schulte. Enjoy. And we're on.
R for recording.
What's up, boys?
Howdy, howdy.
Hi.
Welcome. Thank you for joining me.
I'm excited.
I am too, man. This is the first threesome podcast I've ever had.
I think you put podcasts in there.
Yeah.
No, I'm stoked to have guys on, man. I've had a couple with Marc.
Yep.
And now my
Cody.
first with you.
Yep.
Yeah.
First one of many, maybe. Unless I shit the bed here and then I won't be invited back.
Yeah, I don't want to clean up anything.
Okay. I'll try my best. No promises.
So yeah, we're gonna talk about a few things. Not to make it a fucking radio show or anything on here, but just want to go over a few things. We're gonna talk about the Chicago event that myself and Marc played in, but Cody was visited. That's the first time you've been to an event in a while, wasn't it?
Yeah, first one since Chicago of 06.
So yeah, I mean, it's been a little
bit.
A
little bit.
We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about your experience there, what you think of the new, how the NXL is doing.
Okay.
And the venue. We're going to talk about some new gear that's coming out, carbon, that new dye marker, the DSR, the new shocker marker. And we're also going to talk about the NXL buying the Millennium and what y'all's thoughts are on that. And then a few other things. So, and then wherever the conversation goes.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Because I'm sure it's going to get interesting as we crack these PBRs.
Established in Milwaukee, 1844.
Tall boys.
I was just in Milwaukee this weekend.
Golf and wedding?
Yeah, and you know what I didn't have? PBR.
It's a shame. It's a real shame.
I had a lot of lemon drop martinis at a really good place called Eddie Martini's, though.
Huh.
If you're going to have martini in the name, you better have good martinis.
See, I would do that. I wouldn't even serve them.
You serve pizza?
Yeah. Pretty much.
Eddie's Martinis, best pizza in town.
Pizza and Pabst Blue Ribbon, baby.
Yep.
What do you serve at Eddie Martini's? Pizza, Pabst Blue Ribbon. Don't like it? Stay home.
Yep.
I always thought about that, like, what makes a pizza, like, better than any other pizza? Is it the sauce?
The sauce.
Is it the cheese?
The cheese.
The toppings?
I think it's the latter. A little bit of all of it.
Yeah.
I had that Chicago style pizza for the first time.
In Chicago?
Yeah. We went to Giordano's.
Yeah, Giordano's.
I didn't care for it.
No?
Too much going on.
That's like a chain now, though. I mean, that is like the original, everybody says, but I know
Yeah.
they're all over the place. They're over in Ohio and everything. We went to a place, what was that? Frankie's Tour of Italy or something?
Like that. Yeah.
And we had a pizza. It was really good.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad. Like, I don't think I'd be able to, like, even eat 3 of them on my. It's just, it's too filling right away.
And, like, I don't know, the toppings being in the middle, they're not, like, crispy.
Mm-hmm.
I like my toppings crispy.
I'm like a thin
Everybody
crust
in Chicago's
extra
like,
cheese.
shut up, dude. Pizza's
Pretty much.
Food's so fucking good.
That's
You're
fine.
from Ohio.
Well, we found the best place close to the event, Jersey Mike's.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude! Have you ever heard Jersey Mike's?
No.
Fantastic. I mean, I love me some Jimmy John's. Jersey Mike's.
It's like Jimmy John's or Subway or any of those places, like, on steroids. They had this rosemary bread. Oh my god.
Have you had Big Apple Deli?
Yes.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It on the same level.
It's
for sure. Like,
good.
they do the same thing. They pull out the full chunks of meat and slice it right in front of you. It's
Unsaran wrap them and
it's
slice
basically
it.
like a chain version of the Big Apple Deli.
It's high
very
praise because Big Apple's
good.
pretty
Big Apple
good.
is very delicious, and nobody knows what that is unless they're cool and from
Fire Island.
Fire Island,
Capicola,
large, extra pepper
pastrami,
cheese.
Son of a gun. Put it in my belly.
Put it in my belly.
And then you get the chili, but you can only get like 2 spoonfuls in the medium of their hot chili. Otherwise, it's too hot to eat.
I didn't know they serve chili.
Yeah, they got good. She had really good chili. It's got mushrooms in it, which is really awkward. But
Really?
yeah, I'm in. Like,
Well, nothing would be different if it wasn't different.
you know what? I'm getting a vibe right now. Is we're all hungry because this is a the Playing on Paintball podcast.
Yeah.
And we're talking about food.
That's all right.
I just want you guys to get in a deep conversation so I can get up and get my second beer.
Go ahead, grab it, man. It's in walking distance.
We're ready.
It's all good.
NXL Chicago.
So yeah, let's start off with who we have. Cody.
Hi.
Sedlar.
Yep.
This is you're one of the dudes I grew up playing with.
True.
And I haven't played with you in a really long time.
Nope.
And
You're sick of getting shot.
I was. I wanted to get better.
That's all right.
So sucks, man. I miss you.
Yeah, I miss you too.
I haven't actually hung out with you in a long time too.
I miss the game.
I know.
Especially going to Chicago. It made me, well, it's not so much going to Chicago, but watching 10-man just really makes me want to play like really bad.
Because like the pro level, like the pro NXL, you've watched some of those games, right?
Oh,
While you
yeah.
were there?
Yeah.
See, like that level, obviously it always, gains experience and the game itself changes, but it's always the top level players, right? So it's almost not, I
Right.
don't want to say the same thing, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But the 10-man side of it, it was so much fun.
Right. Well, we can't, I don't know. It's like we have our roots here, and it's like, I don't know, once you stop like playing with your friends and you just like hop on teams to play with, I feel like it loses its luster.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, watching the pro players is sweet, but it's like, I don't know, I like a little bit more time to move in between my bunkers. It's like, I'd rather just sit there and have a good time with people I grew up with playing than actually try to be like super competitive.
Yeah, I mean, there's that point, and I don't know where it was for you, where you take it serious enough to be competitive, but you don't take it too serious enough to like want to go to the next level.
Right. Yep. It was probably our last tournament, which was like that local.
Tippin Effect?
No. When I never played for Tippin.
I thought you did.
Nope. I was friends with Drew and Josh and all those guys when they did.
Yeah.
And it probably would have been
And
easy
me.
enough to like jump on, but
You're
I don't
friends
know.
with me too.
Yeah, but they got on. They were like the last.
Oh,
part
like the
of it
last rendition.
before it went to. It swapped over to like those kids from New York.
Buddy's team.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah. Rhythm.
Rhythm. Yep,
Rhythm?
Rhythm.
Those kids are super cool. That was the last event I was at. Is like the first one they came out at.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they were cool kids, but yeah, it was just, I don't know. Probably our last tournament, it was like 2007, and it was at TC Toledo. I actually have video of it. You were there. That was the first time I ever met Marc. And I still have. You were doing commentary on the video, and it was funny, but it was like that.
He was doing commentary on the
Well,
video.
Nice.
Farkas was videotaping.
I thought I was reffing.
No, you were just hanging out on the sidelines.
I reffed one of those tournaments there.
But it's like, we had a big party at Hawke's house, like the night before. And then we went there, like we roll in super late, and we're in Hawke's Explorer, and we're just playing like, just ludicrous songs. And like
literally ludicrous
no,
or like crazy
just ridiculous
songs?
songs.
Ridiculous
It was probably like Pop Lock and Drop It remix, or just something weird.
The good stuff.
Yeah.
Miss New Booty.
But we just roll in there and like dancing all weird, and I don't know, just being fools. But
Right.
everybody was there. It was like all of our friends. None of them were playing. We had a single 5-man line in, but we rolled in there like 15 deep and just had a blast, you know.
Yeah.
'Cause the whole time you're playing, I mean, you're being serious on the field, but you can hear them just talking shit to you from the sidelines, just making fun of you the whole
Yeah.
time. But I mean, that's what paintball was really for us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
That's 10-man. That's 10-man
Yeah,
now.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what, dude. The first game we watched, it was like, I don't know, it just started and you see everybody running and all the guns up off the break, and it's like, Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
I just missed it right then.
Yeah, it's cool. It's like when I first got asked to play, because I never really played 10-man competitively.
Right.
At least when I first started playing paintball.
Well, it fizzled out because that's right when.
The
X-Ball was
original
taking
NXL
off.
they started taking off, and I never really got to play in the woods really, and then that's when 10-man fell off, so I kind of got thrown into that whole tournament scene. So when I got asked to play, it's like, of course, yeah, I'd love to play 10-man.
Mm-hmm.
I've unfortunately but fortunately been able to play 10-man at most of the events because I want to be playing
Right.
on the pro field on Sunday, but 10-man's a blast, dude. It's hard to explain. It feels like old 7-man to me.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then when they make the layouts right, that's the big thing. Like that layout was awesome. Like it was made.
Oh yeah,
It was
sweet.
made to gunfight, and
Yeah.
it it was awesome. I mean, I mean, there was a lot of games that went to time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know,
yeah,
10,
for sure.
10-minute games just drawn out because they were so hard to close. Even up a couple bodies, it was hard to close.
Dude, we watched this game, and it was like a 1-on-5. Well, it might have been like a 2-on-5 or a 2-on-6. But so we're watching a guy in the Dorito, one of the two left on this team, and I see like his opposite side back bunker get shot. So like snake side, probably back of the snake side corner, that dude gets shot, and this dude watches him walk off in the Dorito, and he just screams like he's talking to 3 guys on his team, and everybody. Well, I was there with, a lot of people that didn't really know the game, and they were talking to me. They're like, "What's going on? Like he doesn't have anybody left." I'm like, "I think it's all just strategy."
That was the Air Assault 3 line. For sure. He was over.
No, it was
he
a dude in a green jersey.
That's Air Assault 3.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was by himself on the Dorito side, he was
The
yelling to his teammate.
coolest-
They were all confused.
Dude, the coolest thing I've ever seen, though. Because it worked. It came down to like a 2-on-1. Like the other guys were like creeping up, looking like snake side and looking at like home and
thought he was
stuff.
Trying to figure out where the bodies were.
Yeah. Because he was, like, I believed him. And I'm watching it. Like,
Yeah.
there
Like,
is
you know
no
what's
body.
going
Yeah,
on,
there
yeah.
is no bodies left. But I'm like, Jesus.
And the trick with that, we were even talking about it in the pits, was that he was still calling the guy's name.
Yeah.
So he was like, Jake,
Yep.
Zulu,
Yep.
D3.
Yeah.
And so they're like, for sure think he's talking
Oh, yeah.
to somebody.
I wish I could have had like a video of it, because these people are like, the people on the opposing team are just like creeping up, and you could tell they're like looking at each other, and they're like, what the fuck is going on here?
Do you
It was
think he
hilarious.
really knew that?
Genuinely, I do.
Yeah.
Because
Oh, yeah, he knew he was out for sure.
Yeah.
And that game, he should have won that game because the guy that rang the buzzer, he shot.
Legit,
and the
he
ref
should have won.
signaled him out, which I thought he signaled
Yes,
him out
yep.
for being out of bounds.
It was the exact same game.
But then the ref said that he wasn't out of bounds. He shot the guy, and then they let the guy hit the buzzer and get the point.
Yeah.
It was super weird.
It was weird. Oh, because you watch the dude, he's running
The
down, and
official
the ref
signaled him
the
out.
ref goes like this, puts her hand on her head. It was
Yeah.
one of the, I think it was one of the, or one of the other guys, puts her hand on her head, points at him.
And you are out when signaled out.
So the
Right.
dude
according to
that's
the
just talking to all the invisible players on his team turns back and starts like gunfighting with either the
Another
last
guy.
dude.
The last dude, I think.
I think it
should
was
have been
the
a long
last
one.
guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. I mean, the whole stands by me just flipped out, and
Yeah.
the whole time my wife's like, "Why is everybody so mad?" I'm like, "Because the ref," and I'm like trying to talk to her, but it like made me mad
Yeah.
because I felt bad because you see the dude look over there, the guy that's yelling out all the names, and you see the ref, put hand on head, point at the player. So he turns. Well, I think that's the dude that ended up shooting him, or he hit the buzzer.
He hit the buzzer and shot him, I think, like at the same time.
So this brings up a good point. Like, we're always in paintball. We're always trying to find some way for someone like your wife or somebody who hasn't really seen the game very much.
Right.
How do we make them understand on the spot?
Yeah.
Right. So that without playing the game, how do we make them understand on the spot? And I think that's the most difficult part about filming paintball, explaining paintball. Like, you literally have to play it in order to kind of know what's going on. Otherwise, you're going to get what happened where you know what was going on,
Right.
because you assume you know what's going on because you've probably been in that situation maybe once or twice or something, or you know what's going through the guy's head.
Right.
But someone like your wife or your cousins, or who are you there with? Your
It was my wife, my good friend Jim, and then my brother, his 2 sons, and my other nephew.
So they have no idea.
They have no idea. Yeah, I brought them. I was like, the weather looks great. I got this cabin for $90. It sleeps 8. I was like, let's do it. And wholeheartedly, I wanted my brother to be like, yeah, let's do it, But
Yeah.
I didn't know because the kids are starting school, and it's just a lot. Because I pitched it to him at like the Sunday before, or like Tuesday before, or something like that.
Oh, really?
So he didn't have
It's
much
like last
time.
minute.
Yeah, but I kind of like sold it, I was like, man, it'd be really cool to take the boys down there, and their first, and I'll let them meet my buddy Carl,
Yeah.
and he was like, yeah, I'm in, let's do it.
Nice.
I was like, sweet. So I went home right then, and I booked that hotel. I wanted to get that little cabin to make sure just to lock it in.
Mm-hmm.
But dude, I locked it in, and then none of the other cabins filled up, and it was literally a half mile from the venue.
Huh.
Yeah, it was crazy, but I don't know. It was a blast. It was
They all had a good time, though?
Oh, dude, yeah.
It's a different world. I mean, it's
For sure.
And I think that's what's hard for people to understand is, like, whenever I tell somebody that I play paintball or play professional paintball, whatever, they don't really know or can really take in what it really is until you go to an event like that.
Right.
and really see what it's all about.
Yep. Hands down, I
It's
agree.
so great. I feel like when you're there, like it's I don't know. It's like for that 3 days. We went over there Friday morning, but for those time, it's like for that Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's like you're with like a different group of friends that you see 5 times a year. But it's like everybody. You see all these people. Everyone's saying hi. Everyone's friendly. Like there's great competition and shit gets heated on the field and whatnot. But it's just like it's a great like brotherhood.
Yeah.
I mean, predominantly. I mean, there's a few women that play, but. It's like it's one of those things that's just so cool to be there and fun to be around all your friends.
Oh yeah, it's
and
like nothing
some of it
else.
dates way back.
Yeah,
we were talking about that today. Like it's like there's lifelong friends that you can date back 15 years. Now for me,
yeah.
Well, there's a lot of friends that I hang out with now. I mean, take you guys for example.
Yeah.
I mean, if it wasn't for paintball,
for sure,
I wouldn't know you guys.
Dude, if it wasn't for paintball, my wedding party would have been half the size. Like,
yeah.
It was Mike, Steve Casella, Halka, Danny. It's like, other than that, it was family. But it's like, I don't know. It's just paintball's it's a different animal when it comes to bonds that are made on the field. Because it's like, literally, you do your job behind me, I live. So it's like,
it's a big trust.
Oh
big
yeah,
trust thing.
Huge.
Well, it's like we were talking about that thing today too. Of like, he was playing behind me in 10-man. And I had no issues of worrying about if I was going to get ran down. And obviously I feel the same way about the guys on my team. But he was like, dude, I was holding it down for you. I was like, I know. Because I don't think any team in 10-man against us until, besides the games I got shot, but even some of them, they didn't. I don't think any of the teams got into Snake 1 even against us.
We were just... we were making sure I was shooting that way, and then Josh was going to that wedge and just shooting snake side, and I was just standing in the window, just dominating the snake side.
Something like that too. That's like it's a throw together team,
right?
It really is. Besides the air assault guys themselves, it's really a throw together team, and to be able to trust somebody like that, to trust a teammate like that, is huge in paintball, and that's what I've been trying to preach to the new Aftershock guys. Is like I have to believe that you are going to do your job.
Yeah.
And you have to believe me that I'm going to do my job. Otherwise, you're going to feel like you have to do way more than what you have to. Correct. And the same thing goes for me.
Yep.
But once you find that happy medium, it's like, I was the only pro on air assault, and
did good.
we got third.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that that's the reason why those other teams won. I'm sure it helped.
Yeah.
But we all trusted each other. And I think that's slowly what's working for Aftershock, or what is going to work for Aftershock, is that we're slowly, the more and more we play together, the more we're trusting each other.
Absolutely.
And
reps on field.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's just kind of fun because we're out there we basically hop on with Air Assault's semi-pro team, and they're yelling all these bunker calls, and they got all these crazy commands. I'm like, I have no idea. Like, I'm not following.
The only one that Carl's stuck was Zulu.
Yeah, Zulu. Which is their Zulu. Yeah. Carl would be like at the back of the beam, like looking at me. I'm like, I don't know, Carl, this one and that one and the one back there.
But it's fun because I had the way I play too is like I try not to put everything on my shoulders, but I feel like it's like when I play, I'm like, dude, all right, it's your responsibility to know what's in front of you and know what you have to do.
Right.
And I try not to rely on anybody. I'm trying not to make it sound like I have to go out there and fucking shoot everybody or do, I just put it on my shoulders where I feel like being the front guy, being the closest guy, I should know what's going on and who's in front of me.
Yeah.
Just so I can hopefully make your job easier or whoever's behind me easier, and we can work better together instead of me turning around, asking you the G count, asking you how many guys are left, whatever. Like, put some responsibility on myself to kind of help the game come along a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing real good on the strike count. I was in prime position to call the strike count.
Yeah. Carl got shot a lot.
Yeah.
I didn't get shot that much.
Well, the one time you got shot because you thought you were like, I want to go up the middle. You're getting bored with the snake, so you're going to go up the middle. You try to go all the way to their Zulu, which is like they talk about taking too big a bite. Well, that was like 3 bites.
I only got shot once, though.
That was like 3 bites too
One
big.
paintball, so...
And then one of the other times was kind of my fault. He looked at me, and I'm like, Carl, right here in front of me. And I was pointing.
Oh, yeah.
And Carl
Run to the buzzer? All right.
Yeah, Carl went and bunkered the wrong bunker.
Yeah, I got shot. I would have been. Yeah.
You shoot the air though?
Oh,
Dude, I shot that air so good.
Yeah,
Nice.
he tore it up.
Get out, air.
So
Get
then we put together, because everyone was playing these bunkers in the middle, and there was like 3 wings. We put together this very, very simple strategy of like what do we call it? Win 1 was the deep one.
Yeah.
Win 3 was the close one. And they're like, we're the pit, like, so we're at the dead box the next point. So it's left to right? I'm like, no. 1 is the far one. 3 is the close one. 2 is always 2. Yeah. is that hard?
Just use shapes and yardages.
Like, I was like, okay. I think we got it dialed in then. We didn't had too many issues with
we got it dialed in. But it's just like just like anything, man. You play the field.
Yeah.
You get it down. You find the shots eventually. Because I don't even think we walked the field.
It was fun to watch, dude.
I was just relaying. So I was just yelling whatever the air assault guy next to me was calling. I can't remember his name, Corey or something. I don't know. Whatever he was yelling, I was just relaying it because I don't know their calls, and I was just keeping track of the strike count. Because where I was standing, I could watch. We played every point on the same end of the field.
That was weird.
The entire time.
Really?
Yeah. We never played on the other end of the field. We were that end every single time in the schedule. And so I literally was standing on the snake side of the W, just hammering away. So I was in a perfect spot to call strike counts and bonus ball people. It was great.
Do you think the professional paintball is getting too serious? But I mean, you have to be serious enough at it. But I mean, when you look at 10-man and you see all the smiles and the joking and the good times, saying, but then you look over and everybody's stern-faced and stoic at the pro field, and they have a job, and some guys are getting paid to do this and everything. I mean, do you think it's getting to the point where it's too serious and it's just not as fun as something like 10-man?
I don't know, because like I can see how you would say that watching them on the field and stuff, but then you still have like there's still people that are just fun to watch though, and like you can tell they're out there just like doing what they want to do, like having a good time with it.
Yeah.
And like people that just flip out and just start yelling and stuff, like Montresor, like when they win the point or whatever, he just loses it, and you could tell like it's just passion. He's just out there passionate about it. I don't really think there's there's some teams that you watch and you're like, I don't know, this is like their job.
Yeah. You
know what I mean? It's like you wonder if they still enjoy it or not. But then you go to like I took my nephews to all the signings. So you guys signed, their posters. I think the Outlaws were with you. And they went to Damage, and Damage were just like handing out their cards, like those little playing cards, and like having a good time, talking to the kids and stuff.
Those are fucking sick, dude.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I wish they would have that for everybody.
But yeah, like I don't know, you might think that, but then it's like you go to the signings and stuff, and everybody's kind of joking with the kids and like having a good time. So
I guess what I'm saying, I don't want it to get to that point, right? Where it's not fun.
But I mean, if you want it to progress, it's almost like inevitable.
You have to take that next level.
I mean, football was
as a player.
Probably just dudes sitting on their tailgate drinking beer and then putting their leather helmets on and going in there for like a quarter. You know what I mean? But then it's like now people are making all sorts of money, and
you have to love it. That's what my thought. You have, no matter what, I feel like at any level, you have to love it to want to play it. Because one, it's not cheap.
Right.
For any of the divisional people playing. It's not cheap. Then you look at the pro guys, so if you're not paying, like whatever. But you still have to love it to dedicate the time to it. Like think about the guy who makes $20 million playing baseball. Like, yeah, that's sweet and all, but you also spend 9 months playing every single day. Like I have a friend who he did like, I don't know, he played 4 years at the Mets, got traded back to the Mets. Now he's on like a Yankees farm team or something. But you have to love it to come home October 1st, because they did make the playoffs a couple of years ago, but to come home to your family and then January 1st you're back in Florida at spring training.
See, but the thing is, like, that's what I was thinking about too, is like with professional paintball, like what incentives are there besides being in a sport that you love, doing something that you love to do, getting expenses paid for as far as flights and gear and all that shit? But at what point should we be like, you know what? I mean, these guys they're dedicating so much time and effort, blood, sweat, tears to this sport. Should there be a kickback for that? When you make pro, should we make it to where guys are getting paid? Or should it just be like, well, you should just be happy that you're playing for free and that's it, and we're going to try and grow the game within? But, what is that incentive besides just loving the game itself and wanting to compete and win at the highest level, like
Right.
eventually it's going to get to that point where guys are going to want to get paid, and they want that to be their job.
Yeah.
For me, it's the incentive of winning. Like I don't care what it costs. You know, like that's the thing. Like if I'm gonna
Some
play,
people do though.
And if you do, you're playing paintball for the wrong reasons. I think if you're
Yeah.
if you're worried about money or you're worried about how much you're gonna win, like it's not worth it. Like, we won the MSXL event at Level Up. It only cost 20.
Oh, I thought you were talking about how much it cost to play.
Yeah. You can't worry about what it costs to play. I feel like
I'm
because
saying that's why some people don't play it as often
some of
as
it's
it would,
expensive.
because it's expensive.
Yeah, but it's like I'm saying we won the MSXL event at Level Up with a team we kind of throw together with some old school guys and whatnot, and that it cost $27 a man with our paint deal
After you won though.
after we won first place.
Right.
Yeah.
They still had to pay $27 a guy to have played that tournament. But for me, like I don't care. That's a first place. Like I play for that. I don't play like you know in 10-man. I don't care that Brent gets $2,500 or half entry or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, $1,300 or half entry. Like I'm playing to win. Like I'm playing for first place. You know that's me. I could care
And to
less
have a
about
good
the money.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I spent $500 of my own money but won first place, if I spent $1,000 of my own money and won first place, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Happy as can be.
What was that? Like, I'm wondering if paintball is going to follow all these other big pro sports or even extreme sports, like to where, let's say, eventually Monster gets in, Red Bull, GoPro, whatever starts getting in, and money starts coming into the sport. Should the money go to the players playing the sport, or are they going to kick it into the league?
I think it needs to go to
And-
payouts to drive that more competitive side on the payouts.
Yeah. That's a good way to look at it.
Because think about it, you win $12,000 for first place. Who won? Impact won in Chicago, right?
Yeah.
So Bart gets a $12,000 check. He has way more invested than $12,000 in that
Yeah.
tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Simple as that.
Right.
Yeah.
He lost money, a lot. Like you, I don't know, one of the podcasts, I don't know who you were talking to, but you need $1 million budget to run if you wanted to run a pro team and like pay players and travel around and go to Europe and play in the Millennium. Like seems like that's going to be the thing for sure next year.
Well, yeah,
And
that brings us
NXL's
to the NXL buying out the Millennium. You know, is the Europe Millennium at the Europe NXL? Is that going to be? I don't want to say mandatory for the teams that are playing in the U.S. to go over there to compete as far as point level goes, or is it just going to be the NXL owning the Millennium over there?
I think it's just going to be. So the way I read that message that I would assume was put together by Tom Cole because his email was on it. Email me.
It says
in regards to whatever.
Dash Tom Cole.
Yeah. Signature Tom Cole at the bottom.
Hashtag.
Tom Cole, hashtag Tom Cole's dog.
Nice.
And my thought would be if Tom put that together, it basically says they want to unify paintball worldwide into a standardized format, which is, you know, X Ball, Race 2, whatever format, however they're going to set it up, and it's all going to be the same. That brings us to, do you adopt Millennium's M500? Do you go into the middle somewhere? We call it M4 Pod. We joke.
M4 Pod.
M4
So it
Pod,
should be.
which
M4
is great.
Pod and a loader.
Yeah, you heard it
all you
here
need,
first.
dude.
M4 Pod, gonna happen.
That's all you need.
And a loader?
And
Yeah,
a loader.
4 pods
Yeah.
and a loader.
Do you
So
regulate the loader size?
No. You can have the 280, 260, whatever you want.
That's
Whatever
80,
you want.
that's 80 more kills.
The thing is, dude, 4 pods is all you need to make a game exciting, to make moves happen. Like, when I heard it was M500, I was excited. I was like, cool, limited paint. Perfect. It'd be fun. But I don't know if the Millennium went the right direction in limiting it to 2 pods.
Yeah.
That's not very much paint. Going from unlimited to 2 pods is a huge jump.
Yeah.
And then I heard that's why the Millennium was losing money and teams and all this stuff. It's like, because of the 2 pod thing? Well, maybe try, 3 pods, 4 pods. I think 4 pods is going to work great. We played a 10-man game where all of us, every single person on the team only had 4 pods and a loader.
Yeah.
And that was it. And I heard 0 complaints about, like, running out of paint or this issue, that issue.
You just got to think about what you're doing.
It was great. It
Because we
played out
played
like it would any other time.
We played a 10-minute game, though, a tie against Distortion, and I shot all 10 pods on my back, plus my loader, plus a sweet, sweet tactical retreat to reload one of my friends.
Yeah.
But that was also because you had as much paint as you had on you. You would shoot it, right? But if you only had 4 pods, you would just make maybe a little bit different decisions on that side because you would only have 4 pods.
So the thing that was different is where I was shooting it was to hold 2 guys specifically. There's 10 pods to hold 2 guys from getting to the snake. That's all it really was. It was put in 2 quick lanes. I just switch it back and forth. Those guys were gunfighting with me, shooting a lot of paint, trying to move. I'm not letting them move because I have 10 pods on my back.
Yeah.
It changes a lot, though, when they can't try to get that dominance either in the same sense by hammering back at me and just rolling out.
See, and I'm just saying maybe 4 pods. Start out at the pro level. Let the pros
I think you do all or nothing.
try it out.
Let it right through.
Well, I mean, but the pros is also where I was talking to Sarge about this, and he is a big advocate on testing shit out before it goes out, right? So if we're going to go to a different bunker next year, I saw that you see the poll that was out?
I saw that, yeah.
There's a poll that was out on whether or not we should keep the W for next year, exchange it for something that is...
the wedges, aren't they?
The wedges.
The wedges, right, on 10-man?
They're there.
Or talk about
kind of
4
experiencing
cans.
Yeah,
Talked about-
or get rid of the W and just figure out a completely different big bunker and put it in the middle of the field. So there's
watch?
that poll. I wonder what the results of that were.
So here's an interesting thing about results that I just saw John Dresser post on Facebook in regards to that. He said, he didn't say it, but I saw some statistics that he posted about how most like the people on the APPA, like as far as registered players, have played like 1 NXL event. Like that's a statistic.
Yeah.
Whereas, as people are trying to say, well, they play 4 out of 5 events a year. No, bullshit, they don't. And it's like, so you're opening this up and letting people vote that aren't even involved. I feel like they should take a vote of like 2017 current players.
I was wondering who all that poll went
anybody.
out to.
Anybody. It's on Facebook. It's all over the place.
Anybody?
Anybody can get on it. So here's my thing. In 2017, it should look at if you played an NXL event, X ball, 5-man in 2017, and you should be allowed 1 vote. It's as simple as that. Like, how your thoughts? Because just because you're a person that plays at the local field and you think the wall is stupid because big tall guy run to the wall and shoot you through the window.
This is coming from a big tall guy. Pretty biased opinion.
No, I agree. I think that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, for sure. Why if you haven't played on it, why should you get to vote on it?
It's like somebody who's never drove a stick shift before.
Right.
They vote to get rid of them because they don't know how to drive them. They never drove one before. So
it's the millennial anti-theft device.
All of these people get.
Tiff just told me that I've never heard the term snowflake before.
Oh, snowflake is a great term. Yeah,
I've never heard that before.
It's the best. Yeah, because they think they're unique, like a snowflake. Every snowflake is unique, but if you, it's gone. You hurt its feelings, and I use it all the time. I say snowflake all the time. But in the sense of the voting and things, I saw on Facebook today, there was on one of the paintball pages that I'm on, somebody asked about Shocker RSX versus the XLS, which I know is something we're going to talk about. Tons of votes. It shoots smoother, it shoots quieter, it shoots more efficient. I wouldn't waste my money and get it, blah, blah, blah. There was a bunch of it.
Is it cheaper?
Tons. No, it's more expensive.
It's more expensive than the
RSX.
Shocker.
Yeah. And tons of opinions on here, blah, blah, blah. All these opinions blowing it up everywhere. Russell Jackson chimes in, works for Shocker, DLX, whatever. He chimes in and he goes, surprising all these responses, blah, blah, blah. I didn't read it all. But basically he got to the gist of, there's only 400 of these on the market worldwide. Right. So everybody and their brother must have found one to shoot already?
Yeah.
They came out 2 weeks ago? Not even? A week and a half ago? And it's like, all these people are just like, yeah, shoots so much smoother. Feels so much better in my hands. You may have held it at the event. It's biased. You just can't believe everything you read on the internet.
Right.
Abraham Lincoln.
What? You're crazy.
Personal preference.
Yeah.
Speaking of new markers, that Dye has a DSR out too.
The DSR is
so
out.
Is that mechanical or is that like just a mid-range?
It's like
electronic.
My understanding is it's the like an upper mid-range, not necessarily so they like the M2 Moss Air is the high end, and then it's like an upper mid-range. It's not really. I was assuming it was going to be more in the price point probably of like the G-Tech, like
the 160.
See the 160R is like there. It's a little more than that. I think it's like $899 retail. They're saying, but a lot of really nice technology, really low pressure operating pressure. So I haven't got to shoot it yet. Probably, hopefully in a couple weeks.
It is crazy though. Like thinking back, like in our day, like when the Ego first came out and all that shit.
You brought it to Future Ball, and we all held it, and it was just mind-boggling.
Yeah.
Like, how is this thing so light?
And
that was the
and
Eagle, that was
an
the Eagle
absolute-
5.
And
if
at the
you
time,
had
it
that
was
today-
a brick.
Yeah.
That's if you had that today and took it to next to the LVR, wherever it is, I'm sure it's down here. Ridiculous. Like,
Oh, yeah.
so different.
You hand it to some little kid now and he'd tip over with it probably.
Yeah. It's amazing. And the thing is, you'd sit back there, maybe not in 05 when that Eagle came out, but like 08, 09. I stopped playing in 09, like when the Lux came out. Holy
Yeah.
shit. You
And
had
the
you're
Geo.
like, how or
Yeah.
the Geo era is actually just past me. Like, it wasn't out when I quit playing. I played Chicago of 09. And
Well,
like
it was
the
09,
Lux,
the Geo, wasn't it?
must have been World Cup probably.
Because I was
Yeah.
on Infamous when they first had me prototype it or test it out.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You
I
had
that
the brown one.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, that thing shot nasty.
But it's one of those
Yeah.
things. How many times have you
I
said,
don't know if Eclipse knew that I had kept that. No, I think they did because Infamous wanted me to get an Infamous labeled or an Infamous marker or whatever, and I was like, can I keep the pro? Because it didn't have a serial number, it didn't have anything. It was
No.
like a fucking straight.
That's sweet.
I wish I still had that one actually.
but my thoughts, like my point was like, what?
Let's keep interrupting Mark.
Yeah, absolutely. How many? Okay, listen here, kids.
All right.
How many times have you said, how could you make this better? In regards to anything,
Right.
like
Yeah.
you can think about technology, like with-
Underwear.
like phones. I mean, underwear is pretty straightforward. Like, I feel, ish. Like ball cap, you can't really do a whole lot with that. But like phones, think about when the first iPhone came out and people were like, oh, this is awesome. How could they make it better?
Right.
And now look, we got iPhone X's coming out that don't even need passcodes because they read your face.
Think about when the first cell phone came out that didn't
Yeah.
require a briefcase to carry it.
Yeah. And
That
it's
was
like,
probably
wow.
like the best thing ever.
Yeah, the Star Tag was like $1,500.
Yeah.
That reminds me of like the old school Impulse and
Yep.
Shocker back then.
Jesus. That thing was
Yeah.
as tall as I was. Dude, impulses were tall.
Voluntarily, people made them that tall.
Yeah.
Like they would have the drop forward, and then you'd have the gun,
And
and
then
then
you
you
had
have
the
the
super feed
loader
neck.
with like the feed neck that was like
Yeah, and then you had
4
an
inches tall.
egg 2 on top of it.
Yeah, people would be like, "Can I get that extra high rise V-necks?" Like, why do you want to do that? Doesn't make any sense.
Like your
So,
head's
yeah.
here, and
Yeah.
the fucking top of the loader.
You're playing the can, and it's
It
just like
does-
your
it does-
hoppers above the can.
Mine does that anyway.
And then you got guys who switched over to the warp feed with the halo,
Oh yeah.
and then now it's
How
just
can
their
I
head
get
poking
shot
out.
before I pop out of my bunker? That's what I want to do. Give me that.
if you
warp
don't,
speed.
if you're not like an advocate of Kentucky left hand, or what did we come up with a new name for it? Chicago Southpaw.
Was that
Oh,
it?
nice.
Yeah, something. Yeah,
So-
but if you're not an
so the key-
advocate of the KLH / Chicago Southpaw, the height of the hopper really doesn't matter because you kind of keep that bad boy in, unless it's for me and it's hanging over top the can or
And then you do the Tennessee tuck, where you're like,
ref.
Yep.
No, it didn't hit my arms.
didn't hit it.
I think that's why, just being from Toledo Indoor with Eric, playing with Titmans and stuff.
Mhm.
That's probably why we got good at playing with our left hand so young.
Oh yeah.
'Cause it's like I come out this side and there's no hopper.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
And plus, we were all shooting manuals for the most part.
correct.
And so, like, having to pull a manual double trigger with your left hand,
Oh yeah.
it took a little bit of work. It was fun, though.
Mm-hmm.
Chink 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 chink.
That's the thing
I'll
too.
get another
You,
beer.
you thought that was
Oh
light.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Do
Like
you want
that.
me to get him?
Dude, I had a full 6845
Yeah.
plus a halo.
Oh. Mark just hit his head on the ductwork down here. I can still play the W though.
I still looked through
worth
that
it.
window.
Hit my head on everything.
fall hard.
But,
Cool guys. I would have bought more beer. I didn't know. You guys
it's all right.
drank.
I think, no, I don't have any.
Can we call upstairs and get any wine or?
We do have wine. I have the Witch's
Tip!
beer. It's pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Witch's Brew is really tasty.
It is tasty.
That's
It's
like-
like spicy.
Witch's Brew is like,
I don't care for it.
But I call it, because
Sorry.
I'm a badass, I call it Bitch's Brew.
yeah.
Ooh.
Because I fucking...
But you know what the thing is? So Carl likes pumpkin spice latte. I'll call him out right
I think it's
here.
good.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
pumpkin. I like pumpkin pie. I like pumpkin flavored anything.
He's
So,
like, can I get a medium coffee, 1 Splenda, 1 creamer, and can I get a little squirt of that pumpkin juice?
see, I didn't have that little like lisp that he's like. I didn't have that.
That's all right.
I
Yeah.
said
I
it,
wouldn't
man. I
judge
said pumpkin spice latte. No, I
Give me
didn't
that
say
pumpkin.
coffee with a splash of the pumpkin spice juice, please. Thank you.
And
And
she
then
was
she,
like,
like-
$1.
Pumps Splenda into the thing.
And he was like, I said a medium. The lady, he said, it's a small. He said, I said a medium. He hands it back in there. It's $1. If I ordered a fucking medium, I want a medium.
Dude, this lady at McDonald's
hands it back in there. She put so much Splenda in that thing that, like, it was enough. You know, they talk about Splenda causing cancer in, like, California. It was enough to give a mouse cancer, for sure, like, in one dose. There was so much Splenda. Mouse. And he goes, pours on the fucking ground. Done. We went to another McDonald's and got a new one.
That's hilarious. I didn't know they offered pumpkin spice stuff at McDonald's.
Yeah, because they, you know, I don't know how good it is, but that's actually the first time I did that. And I wasn't disappointed terribly.
It's probably just the pumpkin pie filling.
Like pumpkin syrup.
Yep.
God. How the fuck did we get to that point?
I don't know. That was pretty off topic.
Sorry.
Because I hit my head.
I'm not coming back.
But okay, well, anyway.
Podcast.
So let's talk more about the Chicago event. You hadn't been to one since 2006.
Yep.
What do you think now? Do you think it's pretty much the same? Do you think it's a little less? I mean, because that Chicago that we just played, I think was the highest volume team Chicago that's been played.
Yeah,
to date.
I think it was to date, most unique players and most teams of any Chicago event. I think is what it said. Now, because I remember I'm told I'm not getting confused, but I think Atlantic City was the most teams and unique players for a third event ever in NXL history. Usually that middle event, I think, can be that, like, middle events can be a little lower. But I mean, I foresee World Cup being ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. So with you not being in one in a long time, do you think it was that different?
I didn't care for the vendor area. I thought it was pretty lackluster.
In what aspect?
And from what I hear, it's really expensive now to, like, set up your booth at a paintball at an NXL event.
That's probably because it's an owners league, right? And people.
I'm sure it wasn't cheap back then, though, too.
No, it definitely wasn't cheap. But the industry led to. I mean, you think about even Chicago, and think about. I mean, Tittman used to set up a trailer at Chicago to do what? Sell 98s and some 85s, or what was the fancy one?
Did we actually sell
their team guns?
That's pretty much it.
Oh, dude, yeah. They had. I don't know. Tittman used to bring a big, like, display.
I remember being in the trailer. Dude, I used to sit in the fucking trailer.
Yeah, I just remember being able to walk in, grab stuff.
Yeah, and that was it. Like, I don't remember anybody ever coming up and going,
Yeah,
oh, hey, can I get
an RT trigger for my 98?
Eric would just be there making it rain Tittman hats out of the front of that thing, dude. Everybody was walking around with the Tittman hat.
We saw Eric the other day.
I got a camo Tittman hat back there.
We saw Eric.
He was the man.
A month ago.
And I think that's why I'm biased, because like I say the vendor area, obviously, I don't know. I just feel like it didn't really. I walked around it, like, I was like, we want to go check this out, like, with my wife, you know, my nephews and stuff. And like, we walked around, we did the lap in like 5 minutes after. And dude, I feel like you could go into the dye trailer at, like, the old events, and it would take you fucking 10 minutes to get through all the shit they had in there.
Yeah.
They're, like, not even trailers anymore. That's the thing. It's just little tents.
Yeah.
And I'd love to see the business side of, like, how much is actually getting sold at those events. Prime example, they're selling everything at full retail cost, right?
I mean, is that why it's cut down? Because nobody's selling anything?
What do all paintballers want? They want a deal, right? We're all a bunch of cheap asses. We don't want to pay you full price. Right. If I walk into your booth and you're trying to sell me...
Paintballers ruin paintball.
A gun... for full retail, like, you walk into, so for instance, you walk into the, like, Planet Eclipse said, like, a tech booth, but say you walk into I don't know what's a good example. You walk into Dye and you want a rotor. The price is going to be, or an M2 is like $16.95 retail. Who's paying that?
See, I think it should be discounted at the events, because I mean, they're taking it. You obviously want to get rid of your inventory, right, while you're there, and the guys who come out or fly out or want, you know, the last thing they want to do is pay retail for a fucking loader and then have to go pay $8 for some chicken tenders and fries in the middle, right? Because we know that's going to be high anyway.
Right. That's why we left. We were going to eat food. I mean, that's pushing it. I understand it's like a captive
bucket
audience.
Of fries everybody was walking around with looks so good.
But it's a captive audience, and I get that. It's no different than going to... You know, because most people will pay for the convenience. Right? They don't have to leave. Carl and I are like, no, we're going to go 5 minutes down the road, and we're going to have awesome lunch both days.
Right.
for
I'm sure the chicken
less
tenders
money.
and fries were great.
I'm sure they were, but I would much rather have went to Jersey Mike's and had that awesome.
Yeah,
We're driving
spend maybe
we're
$3 more and
we're
get
like,
an
what do we
entire
want?
meal.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I just want something cold, like a cold cut sub, dude. Jersey Mike's, boom, pulled in there, awesome. Both days we went and ate there.
That's what blows my mind that you're saying the food was expensive because the beer at the NXL thing was reasonably priced.
Really?
Yeah, it was like $2 or $3 a can.
I didn't even have a wristband to go into the VPI.
Oh,
The
VPI.
VPI, very personal
Very
important.
personal importance.
Oh yeah.
Very fish important.
I'm an entitled pro. My name's Carl Markowski. I don't need a fucking wristband.
I don't need to say VIP. I say VPI.
I don't need a wristband.
Like, I don't know.
I got yelled at.
That part was kind of weird. Like, I felt weird paying for it.
The beer or
Because
the VIP?
No, just going in there.
Oh.
Like, I want to watch pro games, so it was $10.
It was $10
a day.
It was $10 a day.
Yeah.
So right off the get, like, not to bring it up, but Aftershock didn't make Sunday, and I was like,
Damn it.
I know, sorry, but I was like, we're not going, like, we're not watching pro, which was fine because I wanted to watch 10-man all day.
Right.
Like, that's what I wanted to do because I don't care who the people are. I don't know any of the teams besides the team that you two played for and the team that Farkas was on. But it's like that was enough because even when you guys weren't out there, the 10-man games were just entertaining as shit. So I'm not gonna pay $10, even though I would have liked to watch Damage just to watch Tim, but. I don't
Was
know.
the 10-man as enjoyable to watch for
100
everybody else?
100%.
For like your wife. For,
yeah.
Everybody.
There's so much going on. You can
Paintball's paintball at that point.
and it's
Paint-
almost like two
paintball's
different games.
paintball, yeah.
It's almost it
To
literally
them.
plays almost like two games at once. It's because like for me, one game I filled out to the Dorito side. That was the game against Distortion that we tied, and one other time I switched up and had to shoot Dorito side.
Yeah.
Because we had the snake side kind of still on lock, and we lost our guy, and I switched up and shot Dorito side and got a sweet kill. Right, he's like, Mark, switch Doritos. I switched over there, and literally there was a guy running right into my gun, like served me a kill.
I would say 10-man was better for them to watch, like newcomers to watch, because 10-man there was big moves to be made, and I feel like watching the pros play. Like, those lines are locked down, and that was a pretty slow-paced field.
Just all pocket
Like, look at the
play,
scores.
Spray the paint.
2-3.
Yeah.
3-4. Like,
Dude,
8-1.
I hate that shit.
8-1
Over
Aftershock. Boom!
I hate that shit.
But, I mean, it was still fun to watch because, like, every once in a while, some guy would, like, run up to shoot the other guy at the wall and just completely ride the bunker over onto the ground on the next side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just stake the bunker. That's a penalty. You modified the field. Should we go to the rule book?
Dude, that stake should have been there way stronger than what it was.
I know that was a weak stake job.
That was a weak stake job.
That whoever's in charge of logistics and setting the fields up should have staked it better.
All right, so a little background on Carl, because he probably hasn't gotten into any of this. But
He used to just be a ref.
my biggest memory of him is biggest a word? My largest memory.
Most massive.
My
Greatest.
most
Say
vivid,
greatest.
my most
Vivid.
vivid
There we
memory
go.
of
Vivid is
Carl
great.
Markowski was when we it
Microwave.
was like the first tournament we ref together at the indoor,
Yeah.
and you figured out that if you ran hard enough at the big Dorito, you could put your head in the bottom of it and essentially front flip up the Dorito and hold on to the point at the top.
I think Flores did that first.
No, I
Was
think
it
that
me?
Was you. Yeah, the same guy that just broke stuff in hotel rooms and
See, that was on accident, too.
yeah. The hotel probably wasn't as sturdy as it should have been.
No.
You know?
I was testing its durability.
So yeah, so when that happened, live, in action, I watched it. I was just like, that's what I came here to see. Like, that's what I wanted my nephews to see. Like, we know that guy, and he did that.
Paintball's fun, man. I think that's what I try and tell myself.
That's why I love watching you. You're the only reason I've paid for webcasts since you started playing again.
Yeah.
Just to watch you.
This was what,
Thank you.
2013?
Well, I mean, we're friends, so obviously.
Right.
And you know that because I text you every tournament.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let you know I'm watching. But yeah, it's fun. I mean, yeah, I'll watch Sunday. Even though you guys aren't in it the majority of the time.
We will be.
And I believe
World
you.
Cup. It was close. That's two of what did Nick text you after Saturday? Like that you had like five overtime losses or something?
No, we're the only team.
Well, you were the only team to ever mercy a team and not make Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh,
But he
really?
texted you something about overtime losses and it being affected. Like that's like the fifth one this year.
Yeah, we've had like 4 or 5 overtime losses this year.
I mean,
we
you think
haven't
about
won an overtime yet this year,
Atlantic
No.
City, you talked about, you had 2 overtime losses. You swing,
which kept us out of Sunday.
that's 2 points. You swing it the other way, you're 3-1 and playing on Sunday. This tournament, you had an overtime loss. You swing that the other way, you're playing on Sunday.
Yeah. Or we don't play like dog shit against Damage, and we're playing on Sunday.
Yeah, you guys play great against Dynasty.
Yeah.
Aftershock, man, you can never count them out. The blue collar ballers. Even on deficits, dude, I feel like Aftershock always just digs back
Yeah.
and then loses by 1.
It's tough, man. Like, I like the struggle, but I hate the struggle.
Yeah.
You know, because
understandable.
obviously, I want to be playing on Sunday. I want to be winning fucking tournaments. I want to be playing for first and second.
Right.
But I know that it takes time and I need to be patient. But, you know, as we all know, everybody's getting older. You know, my body's not keeping up with everything. So it's like I want to see this team progress, and I just wanted to see it progress and get to that point in my playing span.
Right.
You know, so I think we're there. I think we're close.
For sure.
It's definitely close.
Yeah.
For sure. It's right there.
I mean, I enjoy playing the game, and I think that shows, you know, when people watch me play or whatever. Because that's one of the number one things that people will come up and tell me is they say, hey, man, I just enjoy watching you play.
Yeah.
And there's not very many people I feel, I'm not trying to, like, say anything or whatever, but, I mean, there's not very many people that I can sit and watch play.
Mm-hmm.
So I take it as a, you know, big compliment all the time because paintball isn't the most crazy interesting, you know, to just sit and watch all the time. But
Or for instance, like you said, we were talking about this. Like you said, makes you feel really good when another pro, probably one of the better players on that specific team, comes up to you after a point and says, "Hey, we shot Carl. I knew we were going to be okay."
Yeah.
that means it means a lot.
You know that when he basically said, "When we seen you walking off, I knew we were all right."
Yeah. Well, he's a threat
100%. Yeah.
because he's super fast and just 100% reckless.
It's more than
But
that, though. I mean,
there's
bunch of people are
definitely
fast.
there's definitely control in the chaos.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's like a 50-50.
Yeah.
But I mean, you have to. I feel like you have to take those risks. Though.
That's the thing, and that's what if you don't take that 50, anytime you step on the field, I feel like it's 50-50.
Yeah.
Right. But why not try and take advantage of the 50% that you're going to be alive?
Yeah.
Right. And then if you don't take that chance, I feel like you miss those opportunities, right? To turn the field, or you know, while a great player is sitting in the back and he's shooting his gun, if you don't take that risk of maybe coming out in a lane, because there's some times where you're just getting shot a bunch and you have nowhere to go, and you have to time it to maybe shoot those couple balls close to his head. That's why I preach accuracy, not volume.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can shoot those couple close to his head,
Accuracy by volume, baby.
no, fuck accuracy by volume, dude. I would much rather have you shoot a bunch of fucking paint at me, and I come out and I put 2 by your head or 1 right in between your fucking eyes, and then I still have a full loader and 4 pods, and I can run to the next bunker.
I think you're such an advocate for less paint because you get shot off the break so much.
Fuck yeah.
You need
I
to,
feel
you
bad.
need to run faster.
I feel bad because like
Speaking of fastest dad in paintball, did anyone race Alex Goldman? I know that was set up. Like,
nobody said fastest dad in paintball. Why'd you say speaking of?
Yeah.
you mentioned speed.
Hang on, hey,
Yeah.
Marc, let's go back to what were you talking about?
You mentioned speed.
What'd I say?
You said you were going to start talking about something.
I said I was gonna start talking about something.
Yeah. I said fastest dad in paintball, and I asked if anybody raced Alex because it was kind of BS the last kind of go around. I think you guys need to have a formal race again.
Getting shot off the break.
Oh yeah, you
Could
do
have been
that.
faster.
You do that a lot. Just
I
kidding.
don't mean to.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I don't mean to.
Oh, what I was gonna start saying.
See?
What did you do wrong if you got shot on the break? That's the question.
You let the ball hit him.
Did your coach send you too far?
He let the ball hit him and break on him.
Very first point of
Am I doing something wrong, or
Chicago
is whoever laning
2017.
doing something right?
very first point of Chicago 17, you stepped out to that little bunker and got shot on the break.
Yes.
That's just a quick draw lane.
No,
Hit it.
what I was gonna say. What was it? What was I gonna say?
Well, that's the thing. Like,
Oh, I'm just kidding. I'm not kidding. I meant that.
right.
You get shot early sometimes. But
It
what I was
happens,
gonna
though.
say
It's part of the big moves.
was I'm not being an asshole. I feel like this is how we grew up.
Right.
We just made fun of each other all the time.
No, I'm not. I don't.
So I'm super sarcastic. I'm not being mean to Carl for no reason.
You can be mean to me. It's all right.
You guys should go.
I
on a
can
foot
handle
I'm
race.
only sarcastic
Settle this in a foot race.
to the people that I'm close to. Dude, the first time I played paintball after getting fat, felt like I was running in quicksand.
You want to know what's crazy?
I
I feel like
where are you going? I'm like, snake off the brake.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
I got the exact opposite going for me. Carl saw in the parking lot at the Red Roof Inn.
What? Did you jump the fence?
No, drag race.
Did you jump
His
in
buddies.
your second floor hotel window from the ground?
He raced Rodarte and
LJ and Mike.
LJ and Mike Kerr on our team, and he beat him 2 out of 3 or something like that. I don't know.
So I beat Ryan.
He beat him all at least.
I
At
beat
one
all
point.
of them at one point.
And-
The one race, LJ was like a half. Even though who was down there, Ryan was down there. He said that I was ahead. I'm pretty sure LJ had me by like a quarter stride, which
But,
is
I mean,
Can we
well,
talk-
dude, he's like 10
Yeah,
feet
we need to
strides.
talk about his stride. All right, that's not impressive.
it's just yeah.
you
it
should be
is.
running down cheetahs.
It's deceiving. Like it's just,
You should be picking apples at the top of trees.
I get moving and I'm moving.
4th and 10, we'll put Marc in. 1 stride, boom, first down.
So what? I
How
mean,
about the start?
okay. So
False start.
are you Cody? Are you an advocate for the limited paint?
Oh, I don't care. I mean, I think it'd be cool.
Well, I mean, like you were talking about. So like all these games, 2-3, 1-2,
right.
3-4, whatever. I mean, do you think that it would help kind of even make these fields that could possibly be cross-up fields?
I think it would be cool
Be something
because
else?
I feel like then I feel like it would make people make moves.
Does it though?
And that's the thing.
Because now you're like I'm down to my loader. If you watch the Millenniums, sometimes
There's
It
2
depends-
fucking pods.
sometimes
though.
they're moving, but
That's
then other
the
times
thing.
they're like, well, I can't die. I cannot die right now.
It's 2 pods, and you can switch them out with whoever. Like you can
Yeah.
make a guy have 4 pods in the back. Like no,
Oh.
no, this is 4 pods
Heavy
across the
gunner,
line. Don't,
strategery.
no switching fucking pods. Everybody steps out there with a full gas tank, same amount, same capacity, and you fucking go to war.
Try it. Do they try
I think
it?
it's. I think
anywhere
it's
here?
like I
That-
like.
that's
the
what I'm
4
saying. They
pods.
should try it out with the pro.
I think
the
try
Pro
it,
League.
do it across the board because think about
No,
if you
fuck
go
you.
4. If you go 4 pods, well, fuck you too. You shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
I tried to say that in the most polite way possible.
Why don't they try it in like one of the regional leagues?
Because you can't. It has to be across the board. Because think about it. You can't be like, oh, I'm practicing for my M500 tournament, but then
Those affiliate leagues are trying to make money too, right?
Yeah.
Off the paint, but like at the pro level, like I don't know what the logistics are.
And see, that's the thing. That's
I
what.
could rip bark off a tree right now.
You have to pee?
Yeah.
There's a toilet right there.
I'm going.
That's what's so weird to me, though.
Take the
It's
microphone
like
over it. Don't hit your head.
if you limit paint, doesn't that push you further away from making money eventually in paintball? Because aren't
No.
paint suppliers the?
I'll be right back, and we'll talk about that.
See, but what is it? They're
don't
not.
know.
But paint suppliers aren't making money giving paint to pros, or I don't know what the deal is. Do they get
Right.
them at $10 a case?
That's the thing, though.
And
It's like
then-
I hear you talk about this on your podcast.
Because
and
you listen.
Yeah,
I know. I was just kidding.
I do, every once in a while, and
Actually, you were one of the first ones who helped me motivate me to like do this whole
huh?
thing. I appreciate that. Thank you.
What did I do?
You helped me.
I helped you. No, but that's the thing though. It's like I hear you talk about it, and then I'll hear like another pro say, "Well, yeah, but then this," and I'll be like, "Oh shit, I didn't think about that." It's like I don't know. There's so many different sides you could take on the argument, but I don't know. The fact is, doesn't somebody? I mean, you just got to try it, right?
You gonna flush? Or you just gonna let it sit?
Well, I was gonna not flush, and I was gonna get it afterwards.
Okay. Well,
But I
that's
can get
fine.
it now.
No, that's all right.
No, I'll get it now.
That's okay. Just close the curtain.
I got it. Don't worry.
Oh yeah, I caught it for sure.
Close the curtain. It's audio. Jeez.
So back on the note, while I was relieving myself,
Okay.
these PBRs are flowing right through me.
Yeah, well, they're gone now, so 6-pack of 16 ounces. I didn't know.
We need more. If you go to the limited paint, you're gonna sell less paint, so they need to sell more paint. But they don't need to. It's not like
Sell it to who though? Like
You gotta-
if you go across the board, right? If you go
Yeah.
across the board, obviously you're gonna fucking sell less paint to
You're gonna sell
divisional
less-
teams
yeah.
and everybody else,
which is a
But
s-
I'm-
which is
I'm
a
talking
small
about
amount of
the
paintball
pros only.
yeah.
The pros only.
So you go. I know of a field that it doesn't matter who you can go to, and they're selling a skid a week of paint. How much of that's going to people playing X ball? Probably 10%.
Yeah.
But we're talking about all we're talking about is making the tournament format a little bit faster and uniform, and they're restricting and limiting so many other things, right? The BPS, the height of players, but you
wish
only pros play with cockers.
Auto mags.
Why not just make the pros play with mechanicals?
I mean, it sounds fun.
The thing I like about the 4 pods is you can literally sell pod packs that have no straps, no bullshit. They have 4 slip-in pods. That's it. You know, and you play with that. You think about the logistics too. Instead of a team needing to bring 2 pod bags on an airplane to the event because you got 50 of them on the field when your line walks out there, you got 20.
Yeah.
You know, that's 4. Think about how easy it is for a pod runner to go grab them.
GI could go from a semi to like a Penske truck.
See, but what I think though is there's just amount. I feel like there's just the same amount. They should do a poll on this. They should do a poll on it on whether they should go to limited paint or keep it unlimited. But
they've done it.
I think it's shut up, Mark. I think there's an even keel that there's people where they will go to limited paint and it won't affect them. They think it's good, work on accuracy and moving and all this. And then there's other people who jerk off because they get to shoot a bagillion amount of paintballs at a lane.
Correct.
Which bores the living shit out of me. When that's my job, it sucks.
Well, yeah,
super boring.
Like, I enjoy shooting my paintball marker, but I also like seeing a paintball
I like shooting
break
my paintball marker
off
at
the dude
people.
across me. Yeah, so it's like, so you get these, and that's what I was trying to say about
bounce
like,
shots. Jesus.
I shot a lot of
Christ.
I shot a lot of paint, and I shot a lot of paint on this 10-man layout where I was playing. That was nothing more than you're not moving. I'm just holding this, and you are not moving.
Yeah,
that's boring. Like, it's literally
boring.
I'm shooting on the outside of this Mayan temple, and like it's just like I'm going inside, outside, inside, outside, inside. Just so he knows there's pressure, and if you try and bump, I'm going to shoot you.
Yeah,
you will not bump and not get shot. Period. And I'm making sure he knows that for 10 pods. That gets boring when my paint's just bouncing off. I see it just bouncing off the ground over there. It's like, well, this is kind of stupid, you know.
It's very dumb.
Like I said, I got to bonus ball a few people walking off and whatnot, but I like the idea of the limited paint myself. I think logistically it helps teams. You can bring... I think 4 pods is right where it needs to be.
Dude, it would be cool. 100%.
Yeah, I think it's a good amount where the guys can still lane, they can still hold lanes.
Yeah.
I've
never once in my short-lived paintball career carried more than 3 pods on the field with me. I just don't shoot a lot of paint. Well, I was a front player at the end too, so I mean, your nose is in the dirt most of the time and you're crawling and stuff. But still, I mean, I never.
Carl used 2 pods in 10-man like once. Yeah.
I never got it.
I think I emptied my pack.
Didn't make sense to me. It's not fun.
Depends on the situation. I don't know. It's one of those things. It depends on the layout. It depends on what your role requires of you on the layout.
Yeah.
I feel like is another big thing. Have a little photo op here.
Yeah, I'm just trying to document a little bit. But
that's what sucks though, because I feel like the game has evolved to people shooting that much paint.
Yeah. So here's my thing.
Yeah, but it's also because of the way the fields are laid out. If they have a back center and then a fucking tower right next to it, and then they have an Aztec right next to it, and then it calls for the opportunity to just sit there and cross up if you get up by 2 points, and now it's not go out and win the point, it's go out and don't lose the point.
So if you limit paint, do you get rid of the middle bunker? You get rid of the W?
I mean, I think you have to have some kind of
I don't think the W ruins the game at all. Adapt to it. The best teams are going to adapt to it. Just play it. Yeah,
I think they should shrink it a little bit.
It's always a red carpet. They say it's a red carpet right to the W. If you execute properly, you can shoot that guy trying to get to the W if he does not run the right way.
Yeah.
You can force him to run the way you want him to run if he wants to go on the break.
Well, let's change the game 100%. Like the tournament.
I love shooting back up the middle. I was getting tons of kills in 10-man shooting right back up the middle. I was getting a lot of kills. It was confirmed from the sideline. They're like, I don't know who shot that guy running right to the W. What side of the W is he going to? Snake side. I'll give you 2 guesses. I'll shoot different colored paint.
Not and Marc.
Yeah, not Marc. I didn't shoot. I honestly, like, I didn't shoot that many people in 10-man.
No.
I did. My job wasn't to shoot a whole lot of people.
You got those 2 guys on your team out.
Oh, that yeah.
You
That was a
definitely
really
eliminated
great
your own players.
You know what?
For sure.
You know what I hate is.
And that's my most memorable memory of you at 10 man.
You know what the hardest part as a player in paintball?
It was this. This is
Is
what it was.
not
It was. Oh, there's Marc.
raging.
Let's go, Marc. Let's go, Marc. No, Marc. Stop. Stop.
Yeah.
The hardest part in paintball is not raging after you see the ref give you a penalty, like until you're off the field.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to get like another penalty.
Right.
And then somehow we got a minor after the major over on the other side.
because you're too tall.
Yeah. We got gypped twice, but that's fine. Whatever.
No, whatever.
It's still fun.
Josh got gypped in
That's
there.
another thing that a lot of people. He was saying that today was that a lot of people were complaining about the reffing.
Really?
Yeah.
I saw a lot of stuff online. A lot of it, fix the reffing first before you fix the format. Blah blah blah. Fix the bunkers, and it's like
The only way that you can fix the reffing is making the refs care more about the game, and that's a personal thing.
you
I
can't
feel.
work them all day. You're the last game.
They're out there from fucking 8 in the morning. Well, no, earlier than 8 in the morning.
The prime example on like the
until
major that I got
4 or
called
5
on
at night.
was the perspective of the official. He could not see when I got shot versus when I got shot versus when I stopped shooting.
Yeah.
He had no way to put the 2 and 2 together. So therefore, like I'm literally like I.
So you're saying there's a lot of assuming
yeah.
as a ref.
There's a lot of assuming.
You mean they can't just ask you and then being a paintball
Yeah.
player be like
So I
super
told him,
honest and
like
say,
I
"You're right, that guy
literally
shot me first."
like straight up, like Jesus looking down on me.
Yeah.
I stopped shooting when I got shot, and he said, "No, I didn't." Right? Like it wasn't like unless I got like
5 ounce,
flipped.
little
Yeah,
baby
6 pound, 5 ounce golden baby Jesus. He was a man. He had a beard. Shut up,
my
Chip.
only can I voice my spectator
Absolutely.
view? The only time I talked to a ref watching 10 man, the only time I talked to a ref all weekend, I went up there, proper as I normally do. The schedule came out, they posted it, and I was like, oh cool. I had not seen you guys play yet.
Mhm.
And I asked the ref, I was like, hey man, do you know when the air assault guys play? I think it was air assault 2, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Am I good?
AAF 2.
And he was like, the team that just played was blah, blah, blah. And I was like, all right. I was like, I'm just trying to see when air assault plays. He's like, well, then go to the schedule, look at air assault. And I was like, yeah, guy, I got it. They're air assault 2. So do you know what 2 teams just played? But then
I'm just trying to figure out what teams just.
there was a photographer laying down 5 games later, laying down, taking pictures.
It's probably Liz. She loves to lay down. Was it a girl?
It was a dude.
Oh, it wasn't Liz then.
That same ref that gave me attitude stepped on this kid's leg. It just ate shit
God.
super hard.
You just
Fell down.
laughed. I just would have been dying laughing.
Should have been nice. No, but
Karma's a bitch.
Yep, karma.
Bitch.
But no, that was my only. But I don't know. There was they were out
But
there.
you've reffed before,
Correct.
right?
It's
You-
not- it's
and
not
I've reffed
easy.
before, and we've reffed before, in a tournament where we took it serious.
I used to ref all the tournaments at TPA, and it was serious. Like Mike wanted the officiating to be he put on a good
want-
series.
you have
You
to, as a
want-
ref,
yeah.
you have to care about what you're actually fucking doing. But
And
when
you
we
need
ref,
to be a player too.
we were only
if
there.
you're not a
Were we
player.
there all day?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, at the time, we fucking cared.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not saying that the refs of the NXL or anybody else don't care. I'm just saying,
But it's a job.
it's a fucking job. But
It
you
wasn't-
cannot
It's a
change
bunch
the
of
reffing.
locals
You
that
cannot
don't
change the
play.
reffing until the refs themselves personally start caring
I
more about
wore
what they're doing.
my ref jersey at Toledo Indoor, and I wore a black tie because I meant business.
I mean, if they were
I
calling
literally did wear a black tie.
and people can complain all they want, but if you watch the semi-pro field during the semi-pro games, they were calling that shit tight. I mean, they were throwing penalties like they were going out of style. It was a flag party over there.
But
The thing that drives me crazy is a ref that starts a game with his flags in his hand.
Mhm.
I just think it's bad mentality.
Well,
Yeah.
there's some shit though. Like we got a penalty. We only got 2 penalties this last tournament, and one of them was we sent JJ to the snake, I believe, off the break, and he got clipped in the pack.
Yeah.
And we got a minor for it. And I think that's if you get hit like in the pod pack or something like that where it's really
Something
unobvious.
you can't feel.
But they said because he continued to the snake and slid in, he was playing on or whatever the
Which
fuck
goes against
penalty.
what I've been told.
But now
right?
if he gets shot in the dick or he gets shot like in the front or somewhere and he finishes his slide and he attempts to slide it off, I mean obviously it's a fucking penalty.
Yeah.
But if he gets clipped in the pack going into a corner or something like that,
Yeah.
I don't think that should be a penalty.
I agree.
Especially if you finish your slide and you don't like, start playing.
I agree.
Because the ref should be doing his job calling him out. But if you're in a fucking can shooting across field and you get clipped and you tuck in more,
keep shooting,
that's a fucking penalty.
Right.
Because you acknowledge that paint was hitting you.
Yeah. You get shot and you stop shooting and then go back to it. Yeah.
And then you kind of look.
Right.
And you're looking for a ref, then you are the hit, and then you're like, well, I'm going to keep playing that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, the only point I got shot at the W in 10-man, like a ball came. I don't know how it even happened, but it come through the W and just clipped me just right in the side of the mask, and I just like turned. I was like,
That's probably one that I threw from the
I
stand.
turned. It might have been he was blow gunning him at me,
Yep.
and I turned. And I looked back. The ref laying right behind me was looking right at me. So he obviously heard it. It smacked hard in the side of my mask, and he was like, "Yeah, you're out," you know. And I come off the field, and it was just like a smudge of fucking paint. If that ref wouldn't have been laying there, nobody ever would have. I just would have kept playing.
The good cheaters.
Good
you won't know that they're good cheaters because they don't get caught.
Marcus Nielsen.
And I'm not saying
Cheaters.
that. I mean, because you can't fucking sit here and tell me that every single player, at least that I know, has not tried to not necessarily wipe a hit, but maybe slide one off.
Oh yeah.
Or play around one.
Smeared it in I'm a bunker
it's
smearer.
It's a part of the game, man. There's holding on every play in football or whatever, however you want to say it. Like everyone has tried to stay in the game,
especially
somehow.
When money's on the line.
Basketball fouls, whatever. You know what I hate?
A tournament.
You know what
like,
I hate?
Anything.
Yeah.
Huge pet peeve of mine. Sitting over there watching some semi-pro games like Sunday in between when we were playing 10-man and whatnot because we're across the way. And I hate when there's kids and like I say kids, whatever, younger than me, paintball players sitting there in the stands and bragging about
cheating.
Yeah. Like, okay, dude.
Yeah, when it's that level, it's not.
Like I've cheated. We've all cheated. I didn't cheat other than the major that they said I guess you could say that's cheating, but I didn't cheat like at all in 10-man in Chicago.
When you start making it a part of your game,
right,
that's when it's an issue.
Man, it was really sweet. I got that hand hit, slid it right off. I'm like, bro, you're bragging about cheating. That means you suck.
Yeah.
Somebody
get shot.
Somebody outplayed you. And,
yeah.
I mean that, and I'm not advocating cheating.
No,
I'm not.
That's
I'm not
the worst thing
advocating
about it.
Sometimes
paintball.
it just happens though, too. You don't even realize
you
it.
cheat, but then you cheat. You cheat the person that shot you too. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's almost worse. Like that guy put that shot on you.
He might not know.
He outplayed you in that game,
right?
Or in that particular moment. But the thing is, though, dude, it is what it is. But don't. I'm not saying go out there and fucking cheat. I'm not saying that. But there's moments. Everybody's done it, man. Everybody's fucking done it. But don't make it a part of your game because you're not going to get better by doing it.
You don't get 2 lives every time.
Nope.
That's what I love. You know what the best satisfaction in paintball is when somebody cheats you and then you shoot them again.
That's why, dude, I don't like cheating just for the simple fact that the couple times that I've done it, instant karma. The next point, I would go out.
That's what we say in volleyball.
Instant fucking karma.
Ball don't lie.
Yeah.
Like if you like argue over something like was it a double or was that a tip roll blah blah blah, and then you're like the next point they serve right into the net. You're like ball don't lie.
Yeah.
Do you remember like all the cheesy paintball T-shirts?
Oh yeah.
Like back then. Do you remember though? I don't know if it was a Faceful one, but it had like goggles and then like a white splat on the goggles.
Evil had the my balls on your face.
And then what did the Faceful one with the white splat on the goggles say?
I don't know.
Something
I like the
facial or whatever.
Oh yeah, probably.
Again.
Yeah.
Remember the guy
That's
with
a good one.
the stick figure with the lawnmower and it said I mow bitches.
I mow bitches. You know what the one I really think is really stupid and cheesy, and I don't know who makes it, but I've seen people wearing it. It says "Run Cities" on the back of it.
Gangster paintball.
I'm like, that's so stupid.
It's because of the whole "We Run Cities."
Like,
that's HK, isn't it?
That's stupid.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I feel like that's stupid. My personal opinion that doesn't reflect on Carl or Chicago Aftershock or the Playing On podcast.
Same here. 'Cause my wife was like, that jacket's really cute. Like the Dynasty guys' wives.
Yeah.
They had the HK jacket on. We don't do that.
It's a Midwest thing, man.
Yeah.
And I don't. If you're listening out here, it's a
wanna wear that,
Midwest
you get
thing.
divorced.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
not
no disrespect.
like
Frazi's
dude,
interview
I
was one
have-
of my favorite interviews.
I have the utmost respect for HK. They grew into a company.
Dude, yeah.
I have the utmost respect for them, but it's just a Midwest
It's a
thing
battle.
where we
Yeah.
It has been
don't
and
like
always will be.
Yep.
just. So
And if you're new to paintball, if you just joined paintball in the last 2 years and you have a HK shocker with a TFX loader on it, you have no fucking idea.
yeah, and I'm sorry if it hurts HK's feelings, but every time I see a Midwest kid wherever I play out here with an HK anything, I definitely try and.
Yeah, I mean,
Get
we come from a time when if you were in the
It
Midwest
was a
and
personal thing, though,
and you
man.
saw a kid trying to be cool with an HK skull and crossbones sticker on their loader, you made fun of that.
But
kid
it wasn't
a
even that. The
lot.
whole
yeah.
the whole reason that whole HK thing started, like
First
the
time
whole.
we ever saw HK at Future Ball, I threw a Tipman paint grenade at him in the middle of the game. It was a speedball match, and I was on the sidelines,
Yeah,
and I was like, "What's
we
that kid
played
doing?"
Hostile Kids, which is what they started out as. Hostile Kids.
90% of the people wearing their stuff probably do not know.
Do not know. Started out as Hostile Kids. I don't know who started it, what era, whatever. I was on Tip and Effect. We played them in a tournament. I feel like they cheated the shit out of us, and ever since then,
Yeah.
Beer burp.
I've not liked them. And it's just a grudge that a lot of us Midwesterners guys.
Yeah.
It's a
held
Midwest
on
thing
to.
that is ingrained in you. It's no
But I
different.
like it though.
It's no different than pro
if you're,
football
it's
teams.
no different than if
Yeah.
your dad went to Ohio State and you were raised to bleed scarlet and gray, and you went to Ohio State yourself, and you just do like that school up north. Like that is
Right.
like my dad. He
The
will
better
not.
school.
He will not like. It's like that school up north. That
Yeah.
school up north.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what because he went to school during the Woody Hayes era, and it was that school up north.
Yeah.
And you got to think if you think of any rivalry in sports that exists today, you can thank that on Woody Hayes and Bo Schembechler.
For sure.
Period.
The biggest rivalry ever.
And all of you who don't know that, that's Ohio State, Michigan.
Yep.
If you don't know that,
But
you're a lost
but it
cause.
goes back to the whole thing. Like, I feel like a lot of it has come down to like how you look on the
Yep.
paintball field. Like you
look
see
good,
trends,
feel good, play good, baby.
but you
Sandanas
see
sell for
trends and shit like that.
$400.
Yeah. How much do you think some kid would give Carl for that thing? It's all ripped and torn.
Oh yeah.
Some kid would
see-
be in here. Oh my god.
You see sandanas come and go. You see gloves come and go. Gloves are back in. People wearing gloves.
Yep.
You see like different just play styles
Trends.
and all that. But everybody's so fucking worried about what they look like
Yeah.
and not on how they play because sometimes I'll look at a guy and I admit it. I'll be like, that guy looks like he knows what the fuck he's doing, and he steps on the paintball field.
doesn't.
And I go, what the fuck was I thinking? Why would I?
Never
Yeah.
judge a book by its cover. I'm
No,
that way.
never.
I'm that way. So
Never.
like, I play a lot more competitive volleyball than I do competitive paintball. Just on the regular. I mean, I play in the XL, whatever. But in volleyball, it's amazing. Like you'll get your ass. If you judge a book by its cover, you'll get your ass humbled by some old fucking guys with gray hair and widow
yeah.
peaks.
Yeah, one thing that I remember, there was a tournament. I forget which one it was, but there was a kid named Max Trailer. He used to play for 187. Now plays for Infamous.
Yeah.
And he went to a tournament. I remember he put his pads on the outside of his jersey and his
Nice.
pants.
That's awesome.
But the kid's a baller, man. He was
yeah.
shooting people,
Right.
and it just goes to show, like, it doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't. You can go out there in jeans and a fucking hoodie,
yeah.
Yeah.
and you can murk people.
Now it's almost like if you match, like if your jersey matches your hopper, which matches your barrel tip, which matches your mask, you're probably bad at paintball.
Mine matches because
I feel like
mine matches because that's the package that I was given.
Yeah.
no excuse.
So I mean, think about Carl's shit. It's all the same.
But the thing is, dude,
No,
I
I'm saying
go to
not
I go
at
to
that
fields.
level. Obviously,
Yeah.
if you're wearing what your whole team's wearing, I'm saying if you just care about just like, no, sorry, it's got to be blue.
But how
Or,
low
like, something
how
like
low
that.
key do I like to keep it whenever I go somewhere though? Like I don't like to like wear my jerseys out or do anything like that. Like I like to
We had
wear somebody else's jersey or like just be low key as possible.
Yeah.
This is good. This is good for story time. We're on our way. We're in the McDonald's, right by the event Friday morning because we drove over there Friday morning and we're almost late because I got a sweet speeding ticket. And
Not sweet.
Yeah, not sweet.
Not sweet at all.
Actually, it was a lot sweeter than what I thought because it was only 188,
Yeah,
not 288.
It was only 188 because I
Oh,
got busted
boy.
for doing 72 and a 50.
But because there was no construction workers.
Sir, do
it
you
was
know
cut
you were
in
in a
half.
construction zone? I was like, well, I mean, I saw the orange barrels.
Yeah.
and then I almost called her sir.
Yeah, it was a lady.
Her sir.
Did you tell them that's 90% of Ohio right now?
Yeah, no kidding. There's
You're used to
nobody
driving
working.
in it?
Every
was
year, all the
100%,
time,
yeah.
forever.
Just a revenue generator is bullshit. But anyway, we get there, and there's like some kid, and I said something in the bathroom about wearing jeans at a national event or something and getting paint all over him. I was going to change the shorts. And this kid comes out, he's like, are you guys going? I mean, couldn't have been 15, maybe. Probably not driving yet. And this kid comes out, and he's like, are you guys going to the Paint NXL event? And we're like, yeah. And he's like, I'm going, cool. I'm going out there to watch. His
Some
team's
D5
not playing.
team or
He's
something.
pitting for somebody, but his team was there or something.
Yeah.
And it's like, cool. He's talking, like, kid's probably from Chicago. Chicago Aftershocks probably his favorite paintball team. No idea who Carl is.
Yeah.
But we talked about that too,
Sorry.
because think about it. You always see them. You always see players with their mask on. You see these pictures like it's a
Right.
gameplay. You don't see them all that often. Like you follow Carl's Instagram.
That's why,
you
that's
see
why
his
shows
face.
like the roster are sweet.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
my brother, mechanical engineer, super smart. So we're going to this. So I told him the Sunday before. So by that Wednesday, my nephews had finished the roster, and they were just super stoked to meet you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they were excited. My brother was telling me stuff that I didn't really pay attention to the roster, and he's like, yeah, and that kid from Sweden, and like all this
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
that one that was filmed. And like that was awesome, but it's like, you know, how do you get that stuff out? And then why was there no street signs? Why are there not signs a mile, 5 miles away at the exit of the highway? White sign, black letters, paintball, arrow.
Yeah.
Like, why is there?
Yeah.
Dude, we talked about that
Nothing.
before. They should take 10 grand or whatever, a 5 grand for a budget and make it for advertising
Yeah,
around the venue
a
itself.
billboard.
Yeah.
How
I'd
much
love to
does
know
a
how many
billboard
people-
cost
a
for a
billboard.
month? Put it up. What
The
it
month
was
before.
it? September 9th. Start it August, the beginning of August. Let it run till the event, and then take it down. How much does that
It's
cost?
crazy the amount of locals that don't even have a clue. You know, we're in Texas. We're at Buc-ee's. What? You could see the event from this gas station. And we told the lady that we were like, oh, yeah, we're from Ohio, but we're here for the paintball event. She's like, paintball? Where are they having paintball?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know, ma'am. Like 300 yards down the fucking road?
Yeah.
Like,
It's silly, man. It just, I don't know.
drive
Yeah,
west.
I
here a
think there
little bit.
should be some kind of advertising. But going back to like what Mark was saying about not being able to see any faces or anything like that, I feel like they should do more. I don't know what Go Sports is capable of, but I feel like they're definitely capable of taking closer headshots, or maybe even like the NFL. Maybe that's too high budget, but like animated headshots or something like that.
None of that's high budget. That's all easy.
But bring more, full frontal facial.
It's no different than when if you watch Monday Night Football or Thursday Night Football or whatever. They do the starting lineups. And it's got like the guys and like little.
And it says what
Yeah.
college they
They're like-
went to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The Ohio State.
yeah.
But just do more, like you don't even have
Ohio
to go
State
through that thing. Like
University.
maybe do just more like when somebody gets eliminated or something like that, or somebody should too. Like maybe put a quick graphic up of like the players who they're just
or the match
whatever.
starting. Like, you know how Damage has their playing cards that shows them like making a move.
Mhm.
Have the Go Sports have the match that's starting flash one team on the screen. Have like it divided in half. Top half.
little roster
player
clips would be cool.
Player picture. Bottom half, like flip it down.
What if you did
Them
starting
making
lineups?
a move so you can kind of see what they look like in their gear.
Yeah.
What if you did a
You know what I
starting
mean?
lineup? That'd be kind of cool.
Oh,
That would be sweet.
What if the coaches had to submit a first point starting lineup to Go Sports so they could pop up a little?
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
Starting
That
lineup.
would be cool.
Or even a whole roster, and everybody fills out their name, a few things about themselves, maybe some statistics,
Yeah.
and something for like Maddie and Todd
Hometown.
and everybody to kind of talk about.
Right.
Maybe while the point's going on, instead of
There is enough
You could
dead
do
time. You
gameplay.
could do that.
Yeah.
You
Great
know what I
kill
mean?
by Carl Markowski. He likes long walks on the beach, according to his player profile.
Yeah.
according to the sheet that he signed in
Right.
with at the beginning of the event.
No, but I like that.
I think
That would be cool.
I want to know what happened to Lauren Kelly's head. Remember she had that Instagram post with her that crazy
Looks like she got
scar?
smoked with a softball or something.
Yeah.
Like I
But
don't
it said it happened at NXL Chicago.
know.
If she listens, she should tell us.
On the webcast too, it's like, I know obviously if you get the webcast, you know paintball, but why not at the beginning, like years ago when I first started watching with my wife would watch them with me, or like if we're having a party at the house on like a Saturday, I still have like the webcast on my main TV. Like if you're here, it's my party. This is what we're watching. But why not have like a, hey, this is paintball. This happens and this happens. Like give like a cheesy little rundown of it.
That's what I was saying.
Just so people get the basics. You know what I mean? You saw that ref throw that red flag. This means blah, 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 blah.
I think they should do that during the webcast at some time, but then also have a booth designated to a couple screens or whatever explaining the game, and just having film something at the beginning of the year or whatever, off season, and explaining just the simple things of why this guy might be shooting here, why there's a red flag, what the penalties are, what the basis of the game is. And that brings me to my point where I think I'm going to have a booth at World Cup doing live podcasts.
That'd be cool.
I don't know how I transferred to that, but I just thought of it, so I just wanted to say it.
Well, it's your podcast. You can
do what you want.
So I'm gonna have a booth in the venue area at World Cup, and I'm gonna do some live podcasts and maybe even like stream it live.
We could have a cooler full of PBR.
Yeah,
I'm not playing, so
you could
want to fly me down there.
You can 100% fit in my bag.
You could 100% fly yourself there and work it for free.
Yeah,
fly out of
Come on, buy you PBR.
Yeah, PBR supplied.
A 6-pack of 16 ounces.
Give you a 6-pack of 16 ounces.
We'll do a 24-pack.
Nice
per day.
All right, I'm not doing that.
I feel like that's what we needed here.
It would get really interesting.
Pack. Sorry, I didn't know.
I know.
You asked me what I wanted to drink, and I said I'll get beer.
Oh, that sounds okay.
Yeah. I didn't think you guys would
drink
it with me. No, or else I would have just dirty 30 a Busch Light. I got the trophy cans out.
I'm down.
God. Montrester made fun of me for that.
I'll get you where you want to go.
Like, you drinking Busch Light right now?
Like a moped?
I was like, yeah, I'm getting white girl wasted.
White girl wasted.
Pumpkin spice wasted.
Dude, I love the fact that you can just bring beer in, though. It's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, they let you, which is kind of, I mean, like in the state of Ohio, that's a great area, at least, with a liquor license. I don't know how they handle it.
Well, what is that park?
Yeah, I don't know.
You know what I mean? If that park allows alcohol, it's probably just it's probably fine. Because a lot of the disc golf courses that I play at, alcohol is fine. You can bring it.
See, that's what made 10-man so exciting for some teams. Is that that brings me to the next point. Speaking of 10-man, because people were obviously drinking at 10-man, right? They always do. Make it fun. I don't, because I like to actually
I don't either, because I play
not be sloppy when I'm playing or whatever.
And I had to drive home.
And you had to drive home.
If you don't drink when you're playing, what do you put in your pods?
Paint.
Oh.
In the empty slots.
My guppies.
We were kind of talking about a little bit, like when do you draw the line? How many pros go on a 10-man team?
Yeah.
Right? And then you get these teams that are going out there that are divisional,
right? That
are in there to compete and to have fun, but they're playing against all these teams that they are pro stacked that they know are not going to do well against.
They're not going to. Yeah.
Are those teams still going to stick around, even though they're competing against all these pro teams that eventually, and it doesn't happen.
You're going to force them out.
And on Sunday, you get teams that are playing with maybe some pro players, but then as Sunday progresses, they get knocked out. They come over, they play 10-man, and now the team's even stronger than what it was.
Pros.
And now you have 6 pros on a team playing against whatever,
a bunch of D5 beginner guys that want to play 10-man for the format. And I understand. So they have enough teams at World Cup. Usually they'll have an open, and then they'll have an amateur, which amateur is no pro, semi-pro and under. And that's all fine and dandy, but at the rest of these events, you had 12. One of them had 9 teams, 14 teams, 12 teams. But there's teams out there with D5 and beginner-ranked guys. Like, they want to have fun. They want to play. But
I think it should be 4 pros.
How discouraging is it to look at it and you're like, oh, you're going to play these guys. It's all pros on the roster. I understand it's open, but what we were told in 2016 at Chicago was it was 4 pros. Yep. Was the rule, even though they call it open, 4 pros.
And we're not saying that's the reason why we lost.
No, because I don't give a shit. I will play. So Jeremy Solomon had a team. It was half Trade My Gun guys, half Houston Heat guys. Yeah. Like, I don't give a shit. I will play those 10 pros all day long. Like that. I mean, we had a good team.
Yeah.
Like,
but he brought up that point of where I thought about it. I was like,
what if you're this team
a divisional team?
Brandon's crew or even Fargus and those guys. Like, I mean, they're gonna get run through by.
And obviously they're having fun, but. I could tell that Fargus was getting frustrated.
He was getting real frustrated.
Just because, some guys can't make the moves on his team like some of the guys that they're playing against.
But on the flip side, I'm playing devil's advocate here.
Right.
How cool did it feel when you shot Dynasty with the Tipman?
Oh, fucking sweet.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, at the same time, it also gives those divisional guys maybe their only shot to play against pros.
So are you saying they're not in it to win it?
Correct.
They're not playing to win then.
What's the majority
They're
of
in
10
it for
man,
the experience.
They're spending a ton of
majority
money then, though.
10-man guys, though, a lot of them are going there, like you just said. They're drinking beer in the pits. They're having a good time with their buddies. So if you're out there,
At least the noisy ones, I'm assuming.
right, with your throw-together squad, and you take out
The sad thing
4
is
of
you
the
can
10?
actually like make you could actually potentially make money playing 10-man because they'll give you $2,500 for first place.
right, but I'm just saying, I don't know. Maybe they don't view it as that.
Yeah.
You know, they're not like, all
It's
right,
like-
guys,
it's
we're
literally
pooling our money.
Bush
And
League.
we're gonna go there, and then all the way home, we're going to Sizzler.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
I guess, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I think
because-
it might be cool on
Because
that,
now
the flip side.
you don't play pros anymore.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
besides that 10 man.
Besides 10-man. So it's like you might not know that the dude on the opposite side of the field was like, oh shit, Carl's over there. Like, how cool would it be if like my ball is the one that finds him? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a different way to look at it, but I agree.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
good. I mean, you put it that way.
because the 10-man games that I watched, there wasn't really a whole lot of shit stomping.
Yeah, there was a lot
Like-
of upsets and a lot
Dude, we
of
got beat by
crazy-
Destiny.
Right.
I mean, obviously, Special was on the team, but at the same time, dude, I saw
Yeah, I
when
got-
after I got
we
shot,
we
which
got
was
a major
quick,
minor right in a row.
Yeah.
I got shot
4
quick,
bodies.
and they had the girls that were on that team were pushing down the field, man.
Right.
They're pushing
Yeah.
in the middle of the field and making
There's-
shit happen.
That one chick was in the wind too, and I shot her right in the top of the head through the W.
I mean, you didn't have to say that.
was-
You could just say she was.
that was not nice. Somebody called it. They're like, Mark, right in front of you, and I'm like, all right. And I just like peeped through the window, and I could see her shooting out to the. I could see the top of her head shooting out to the rear side. I was just
Yeah.
like, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
sorry, not sorry. Play for keeps.
I did apologize. There was one, and it's the first time I apologized to somebody on the field, on the pro field.
On the pro field.
It was against
Oh,
Dynasty,
best.
and you remember when Tyler Harmon came through, and I was in the little wing, and he ran through past the X and into our wing, and he kind of fell and slid
Yeah.
in,
Yeah,
and I was
okay.
just like, grrr, like right into his side, like from this close, like this far away, and
I play for keeps.
I was like, dude,
Oh, dude,
I'm
it's the
sorry,
best.
man. I was like, I apologize right when he walked, because I knew that had it, because he was walking off like.
I watched from the
something, I was
pits,
like, ooh,
and he just
ooh.
comes. He comes flying through there, and I see you turn, and he's laying on the ground next to your bunker, and then he gets up holding like his spleen.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I know
oh,
it just happened.
That hurts.
Pee and blood.
I was like, Carl just gave him like the triple tap.
That wasn't the
point
worst
blank.
one though he's ever had. You know.
No,
Yeah, that's
it's
true.
paintball. If you don't
Yeah.
like it,
The
Don't
fact that you
play.
apologize though
I don't-
is nice.
I apologized to a ref in Atlantic City. I shot the shit out of a ref.
If Bruno probably heard that, I'd apologize to him and be like, you fucking pussy.
It's true.
He would have, yeah.
Stop being
Yeah, get back out there.
I don't
and
know,
take-
that's just me.
Get back out there and take your gear off.
We first got there on Saturday. I was like, man, I want to see Carl before he plays. So I like walked around the area you don't walk around because you can't see anything.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, I know they're gonna be down here. I'll just say something through like the little mesh screen they had up.
Yeah.
And I walked up, and Bruno was just screaming at me. I was like, I'll say something from the other side. I won't interrupt this.
Yeah.
It's like, Carl, I don't care what you have to say right now. And I was like,
Him and I get along pretty good, though. We have a pretty good understanding of how each other think.
he's a cool dude.
He is. He gets a bad rap, but I mean, he knows the game. I think he just.
Oh yeah,
He comes off like he doesn't.
There's nothing
That
wrong with
makes
being
sense.
intense, but
passionate.
yeah, you gotta. I mean, what was it? Serrated. You gotta like.
Sometimes he becomes a little serrated. Sometimes.
Yeah, we've started describing people as serrated.
That's a good term.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's kind of like, yeah, I could see that.
And
that's
it's not
what
a
gets
cut
it.
piece of paper. It's more of like a torn piece of paper.
Like a torn
It's-
cut.
Yeah.
That camera better not be live. Get it the fuck out of my face.
It's
a
totally
guy,
live.
It's fucking ABC 7 out of Chicago. It's not even the Ghost
Oh
Boys.
my
guys.
God.
He's
Yeah,
like, get the
it's
fuck
like-
out of my face. And then, no, to make it better, he's sitting in the hotel room,
the news.
wondering why does Carl get so much FaceTime on the fucking news? I don't know, Bruno. You turned around and stuck your fucking face in the camera and said, get that fucking thing out of my face.
It's the all right. So
This
it's
is a
the,
family show.
it's the news, like it's the ABC News or whatever it was for Chicago
It's
down
ABC
there
7. It's
Yeah.
the main news channel.
to like display what the hell's going on, and he's like filming. Rob comes over and shows me like the game plan as I'm getting interviewed, and Rob shows me the game plans, and the dude starts filming it, and Bruno's like, "Who the fuck is that?" Like
Something fucking
it's
live.
the it's like, is that live? Like, no, Bruno, it's the news, dude. Nobody's seeing this right now.
The only thing that could have made that better is if there was some little reporter lady out there. We're gonna go live with Aftershock coach Mike Bruno.
Get that out of my face. Yeah.
Back to you, Ted.
Yeah, to make it better is the fact that he was complaining in the hotel later about how he didn't get on television.
Like, dude, I was asked.
They asked Carl. They were like, I don't know. This guy'd probably stand here and talk. We'll let him know. And I was like, get that fucking thing out of my face.
That's awesome.
Oh my god, it was hilarious, dude.
Why didn't I get put on television? Well, the F-bomb. It's a family show, and
yeah,
that was fun. It was a good weekend.
It was a really good weekend. I mean, we were talking about it too, like the players' parties that used to happen.
Yeah.
Like I miss those. Like just
it's like a World Cup thing. I mean, I feel like now just World Cup it, and you go down to Old Town. Like Old Town's a spot. You know, you see people like your paintball players and everything are right there.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the venue is nice and close, but
I don't know though. That's the weird thing. It's like growing up. When I was there, like walking around, you know, like when I was a little kid, I went to 2002. I think it was Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
I watched Kim, her kids. Like, she's like, I'll take you. You watch Corey and Colin. I was like, all right, cool.
The twins.
But it's like I was there and I was like, you know, I'd see like LaSoya or like Rocky Cagnoni or any of those dudes like walk by because you know you watch Push.
Yeah.
And that was Avalanche, and it was awesome to see those people. But now it's like I feel like when there's a paintball video that comes out, it's like dubstep and like scenes smashed together.
Mm-hmm.
There's no like telling the story that Push told.
The slow-mo's cool though.
Yeah, the slow-mos are cool.
Everybody's trying to put out a 10-minute video to put on YouTube.
But now it's like, you know, you're not really... That's why I like stuff like the roster.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you're building up that story, you know, but I mean, I don't know. It was just different back then. It's like now the players are almost just obligated to make a showing, to do a signing, and then they disappear.
Mm-hmm.
It was like back then they had their tent and you could come up to them, you know, like in between games and stuff, and it was cool. But I was like super hard like fanboy, you know. Like,
see, but I
loved
enjoy
paintball.
Yeah.
We loved it. Like I would get home from school and I would put Push VHS in.
Mm-hmm.
Like a VHS, you know. And
the videos like now basically I think went from the videography goes from its highlights and people shooting for the companies to use in like
highlights,
promotional material.
Slow-mo.
right.
But then if you look like that, the video for Dan Napoli did the Impact video, didn't he?
The Impact series? No, that was
who did that Impact one?
That was Cena.
Oh, okay.
That was Cena.
That was the.
But he just filmed one for San Antonio X Factor. That's gonna be. It's not the roster, but it's gonna be like.
And the one that they just released for the Russian
series,
Legion, that one was awesome too. Was that?
That's Kakuza.
Nick Kakuza did that one. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Nick does awesome videos. He did the highlight video for Level Up, and
when you can put a story behind it, and it's not just.
It's got narration.
Just so repetitive
it's
where
story,
it's like,
it's talk.
Okay, these guys are running and shooting, slow motion. You can see balls flying in the air. Sweet.
It's great for highlights.
But like I like knowing a little bit of the struggle almost.
Well, and that's what you got. Like
you know?
that rush to me, Nick's
you get
Russian
characters
Legion
out
was
of it.
awesome. Have you seen it?
Mm-mm.
He's got like it's like a 20-minute Russian Legion documentary about kind of like the rise of Russian Legion and then the downfall and like the guys sticking there like Kirill and you know sticking around and making like bringing it back to where it is today. You know, ending in essentially in Atlantic City was when the last clips were from because he put it out after Chicago. But it's narrated like it's a documentary.
See, that's sweet. But it's funny because I say this and like even though. The Push era, like LaSoya has that clip where he's walking from one of the games and he's talking to some kid that has no idea who he is. I don't know, maybe that's just the inevitable struggle of.
I love doing that shit, dude. I
like seeing those old.
I love when people come up to me and talk
sweet.
to me like just in between games.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I love the podcast. Hey, man, I love that movie you did that last game and everything. It's like,
it's awesome.
I love it. It makes me feel like all of this shit that I do of the fucking struggle and all the time and the effort that I'm putting into it, it's not going to waste.
Yeah.
It's
that's why this is great.
Like that. It's like being pro means something.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, if this was just my podcast right now.
We'd still have fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it'd still be a great time right now, but it's like
the Cody on podcast.
The Cody on.
Yeah. But it just doesn't hold anything. It's not worth anything. I feel like you backing it is worth something,
and it has more relevance. We talked about this. It has more. Does it have more relevance because you're a pro player?
I think so.
I think so too.
I think so too. But then again, Maddie is still like I would still listen to his podcast because he has experience.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like that holds something.
Well, I said that
And he has
exact
an awesome
thing today.
voice
He's a
for
good
stuff
conversationalist,
like this.
right?
I said it would still be relevant if, like, say you were a commentator for Go Sports full time but didn't play anymore. The podcast would still be relevant because you're around. You have to be around the game. You have to be current events. Otherwise, you're going to run out of things to talk about.
Honestly, I would love to do after I'm done playing, which whenever that is. I would love to do that. I would love to be able to stay in the game, commentate, be a part of that whole experience,
work in the industry,
and still be able to do this on the side. And
I think you'd be great at it.
I would love to do that.
Yeah. You're the lovable idiot. I mean, look at your Instagram videos.
Yeah, 3,000 hashtag 3,000.
No, for real. But I mean, you can't have some stagnant person up there talking about it. It's not good for anything. It's not good for the sport.
Watch the Millennium webcast. I'm like,
pretty dry.
If somebody would buy me a ticket, I could make that in a 30-pack. I could make this an entertaining webcast.
Yeah, that's why I love it that Maddie's up there and like Ty Martinez. Because you go back and you think about, like, who were the goofballs from Push? Mm-hmm. Remember Ty Martinez is putting his headband on in the mirror?
Oh, yeah.
And he starts, like, doing all these
kung fu moves. Yeah. They did, like, 10 episodes of the Dirt or Short Bus.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that shit's funny as hell. All they're doing is making fun of a bunch of retards falling around. And the best part about it was that they didn't just make fun of the D5 guy double knee slide into the Doritos. They made fun of the pros. It didn't matter.
I think I have a good, like, 5 appearances in the Short Bus.
You got
for sure.
Oh,
if they were still doing it, you would have another one after Chicago.
Yeah. Oh, you got put on blast by, like, the NXL. Like, Monday's coming at you like Carl Markowski and you're face planting over the snake beam.
I didn't face plant. I landed safely.
The snake wasn't rigid enough.
Why can't you jump over it?
I don't know. You gotta make it fun, man.
It's awesome.
It's gotta be a great job. It has to be fun. You have to have fun because if you're not having fun, it's a waste of your time. Why would you do it if you didn't have fun?
Right.
Why would I go to Orlando for 5 days? In 43 days basically now, if it wasn't fun. Like that's an enjoyable time. Yeah, that's if somebody wanted to make the claim of like it's a vacation, it's a party, it's social. Like World Cup is the most, I think, party-ish, social-ish event because it's you if you're divisional, you're there an extra day. Like it runs through through the weekend. If you don't make it out
of World Cup,
there's tons of teams. It'll be fine as long as Tom Cole listens and they put in a player entrance, which we had on Friday at Chicago. There was a small little gate. If you have security at both pits, it should not matter how I get into the event. I don't want to walk through the vendor area to get to my games. I'll come back and I'll go look at the vendor area later.
Dude, this might be like a paintball sin, but do you change the name of World Cup just because soccer championships is called World Cup?
No.
Do you change the name of the NXL?
I didn't think you were going there.
to make
going to talk about soccer
to make it more appealing? Like when I say, when you go to one of your family members and you say, "Well, the NXL is doing this," and they have no fucking idea what you're talking about, right? Mm-hmm. But if you say like the NPPL or the NPL or the National Paintball League or something like that, like. Mm-hmm. Does that make more sense to you than the National X-Ball League?
Yes.
I personally had no idea why they would go back to the NXL.
Yeah.
Right.
Is it just because it's familiar?
Yeah.
Or
easy, quick, brandable?
I feel like paintball should be in the fucking name. So when you go,
agree.
Like I think their website is playnxl.com. Like, but they have so much shit that's NXL now that they print it out. They do all this stuff. But changing the name is probably way out of the fucking question.
It's got a great little simple logo. I mean, it's easy to market.
But why not have paintball? Like, it's not even an X anymore. An X is not on the field anymore.
Dude, paintball is like, it's like the most recognizable thing to me if I'm talking about paintball. Remember the hoodies I got made for Warzone? It said Warzone paint games on the front, and then on the back, bold letters, play, paint, ball. Mm-hmm. And then it said ToledoPaintball.net or whatever underneath. But yeah. Like, I did that because somebody could be walking 40, 50 feet in front of me in the mall, and I'll see that. Yeah. And I'll be like, oh, shit. There's one of my hoodies, or, you know what I mean? Or, like, I gave it to my sister-in-laws because they went to Whitmer. They were in, like, high school. Yeah. So I made them all one. And they said that people were stopping them in the hallway and, like, writing down the ToledoPaintball.net or whatever, putting it in their phone. It's like, yeah, why wouldn't you have that in the name?
Like the NXL had a shirt that had their giant logo on the front, then on the back it said professional paintball. I think is what it said.
Yeah. Watch.
I
We
thought that
talked
was
about
cool.
even the branding on the marketing on the banners though. Like watch paintball for free. Or something. It was kind of cheesy. Whatever they had hanging up on the gate there. Remember, you made a comment.
But
about
you can't just make the entrance like I don't know the logistics of it. I don't know how much money is being spent on it. But I feel like. But are you trying to attract? Is your whole goal fucking being there, trying to attract people that are not playing the game, not traveling to be there? Are you attracting those people?
We're all for grow the sport, right? Like everybody's all about that. Let's make the sport bigger and everything. But is hashtag grow the sport. But is the NXL national event the place that you're going to get someone you're going to grow the sport really? No. They're not coming there and going, Dad, let's go check this out. And then all of a sudden they're not going to be an NXL player next week.
Right.
You know, that's not where you grow the sport. You know where you grow the sport? What like Dave Pando's doing in Columbus.
But I'll tell
He's
you
getting
what,
non-stop people to play who have never played before.
That dude's awesome. As soon as I saw I like that page Level Up. That's what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
I think I talked to you about it or whatever. I was like, this dude's videos, like they're simple, they're catchy. It's like
his graphics. Dave's a marketing guy. Like that's all there is to it. Like he's marketing it well, but his target is 100%. Like I'm not gonna say like he doesn't care about us, like whatever. Like X-Ball is great. You gotta have X-Ball players. You gotta have that at your field, like because that's what a niche group of players want. But watch his Facebook page every day of the week.
Birthday parties.
But what
bachelor party?
What turned you over to the tournament side? Like you played paintball obviously for the first time, and it was like when I played in the woods. I just it was kind of competitive, but you were in the woods. It wasn't like a tournament style. When you played, like what took you over to the tournament side of paintball?
Competitive nature.
Like that was it, right?
Yeah.
Like you played sports in high school?
No, because I don't know. That's what's so weird.
You just have a competitive nature.
Mine was tournaments.
Yeah, dude. I'm
wanting to win.
Like legit. I think there's something wrong with me. Like we'll play. Like we had a work party on Friday. Started at noon. We played cornhole. Like majority of the time, we went undefeated. We lost one game, beat them in the rubber match. But it's like when I wasn't playing cornhole, I was throwing bags at the board. But there's just something weird about me, so I don't want to.
No, I feel the same way, man. No, I feel the same way.
But it's like everything I do, I want to. That's why I don't play paintball right now, because if I play paintball, I don't want to. It's not just like you don't
want to be a weekend warrior.
Yeah. I want to play and I want to get better. I want to snap shoot in my side yard, and I just don't have time for it. I want to play.
You become obsessed.
Yeah. Well, it's almost like an oxymoron, but like you say like, well, I don't just play for fun. Like I play because it's fun and I enjoy it.
Right.
But I also play because I want to shoot a lot of people and I want to win.
Yeah, you want to be good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And like so that is winning is the fun part.
Yeah.
Like that's the ultimate goal. Like
so
I
how
enjoy
many?
Playing.
So how many of the birthday parties are going into it? Like, let's say the hockey, the fucking youth hockey team goes into it. How many of those kids?
Half of them are excited. The other half are scared shitless.
Okay, but
then by the end of it, they're all like, "Oh my god, this is sweet! Mom and Dad, take me back."
What's the percentage of them possibly instead of going back and playing rec ball, they look over to the tournament side and see the tournament scene of what are these air bunkers? What's this? How many of them go do that?
Prime example,
maybe.
How about this?
5%?
Prime example, little Colt down a Level Up.
Mm-hmm.
He comes out there and he can play. His dad can let him play with the rec ballers over there, and he looks at them. And he's like, eh. And then he sees the X-Ball guys playing with the super. Everybody's got sweet guns now. It's not like, man, that guy's got an Angel. Everybody's got sweet guns.
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
We're saying it's based on the individual for the most part.
He looks over there, 10 years old. He looks over there and goes, I want to play with those guys.
Yeah.
And he just like
that kid's a badass.
Dude, he's gonna play pro. 100%. He's Colton Dole.
I wish I lived closer to Columbus that I could work with him.
Going to play pro.
Because he's already like, dude,
he has the idea of the fundamentals down.
His fundamentals,
and the form and everything. Kid's 10 years old.
Yeah.
He will run and gun. He will get in there, like have his gun up, like in good form, like snap at people, like shoot his gun. Like he's not scared. He really doesn't. I mean, a couple times a little timid on the whole getting shot thing, whatever. But he does really not care.
But then, like after the game, he's like,
in it.
He's quiet.
Yeah.
He's not this crazy, outgoing, little kid. I don't know him that well, but
we let him spend some points with us. Like we'll be practicing. We'll be like, yeah, hop on, play with us. He loves it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That kid is in
I think
heaven.
I think it's based on the player though. It's because how many other 10-year-olds could go out there and not be scared?
Right.
Just having parental support doesn't hurt. Obviously not. Like I'm grateful. Like when I first started playing, like my parents helped me out. Like it was like, oh yeah, you're gonna go with your grandma and grandpa. Like I went with my grandpa and my cousin. It's like, here's some money. And you got a 500 count bag of paint. You thought you were king shit. You know?
Right.
Nowadays you're like, oh, that's got a broken ball in it. You throw it in the trash can.
You go to Toledo Indoor and work for paint on Tuesday nights. Just
yeah.
breaking your back when you're like 13 years old.
My mom's wondering why I'm not bringing home any money.
Right.
Like just barely enough to put in my gas tank to go back to work, but
yeah.
I'm writing off paint.
But I think it's like either you get it, like you got it, or you don't. I don't know. I don't think it's something that really can be like sold to kids. Like, yeah, it's sweet. They're like, okay, I can do that, or I can go home and do it on my video game.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like I feel like there's those. Like my nephew Logan, the oldest one that was down there with me.
Yeah.
He's 17 now, but the first time I brought him out to Warzone to play, he wanted to play on the speedball field.
Right.
Like that's what he wanted to do. You can see the whole field. You can see who you're shooting at. Like, and then we went and played 50 cal at Hell Survivors for my 7-year-old nephew's birthday party, my brother's son, and so it was me, Logan, Brendan, Nolan, and my brother. We went and played, and like I wasn't taking it easy. Like, the only way this is fun is if you're shooting people.
Yeah.
So I can't help it that our opposing team was similar people that we play in 50 cal. Yeah. You know, so the first thing I asked the ref, I was like, "Is there a surrender rule?" And he's like, "Well," and I was like, "That's all I need to hear."
Yeah. Well.
So we're running up the field, you know, and like my nephew Logan's super soft spoken, and we're playing their fortress. It's like a 40 by 40 fort, and you start out opposing walls. And the ref was like, all right, I'm just going to say go. And I was like, okay. So I have my left hand on the wall. I'm facing the opposing team, the other wall. So it's like they're starting opposite of us. I'm shooting down the side wall. So I have my left hand on the wall. I have my right hand on my gun, ready to snap out. So he says go. And I lean out. And it's just a funnel of 7 people walking to get in the front door of this building, which was down. So I'm just... Pink. But anyways, we got done with that game. And then it's
quickly.
Yeah, and then he's like, all right, well, we'll turn it around since that was like 30 seconds, you know. So we turned it around. And I say my nephew's soft-spoken because I'm playing that same exact thing, but I put these 2 little girls in front of me, and I'm like, he's going to say go.
You push them as a human shield.
No.
Oh.
I explained to them, I'm like, he's going to say go, and people are just going to start walking at you. Just pull your trigger and point your gun at them.
Yeah.
So I like have my gun out over top of these girls' heads. And I'm like shooting over them, and they're just like laning people that are coming out.
Yeah.
It was sweet, but some guy had already been in the building, and he's running. He runs up, puts his gun through the window.
He's using strategery.
Strategery.
But my nephew shoots him. Like my nephew Logan's got my back. Like he was watching. I had no idea because I'm just trying to get these little girls to shoot people.
Yeah.
And my nephew Logan, he's like, hey, how you doing? Like super quiet, like super polite kid.
Get the fuck out!
He shoots this dude, and this guy ducks down. He's like, "Get out, ref! Get in there! Get out!" He I was like, "Logan, you're a man!" Like I had no idea, but it was sweet. So, like after that, I was just like, "We need to, I want to start playing again. I want to play with my nephews coming up. Like that'd be fun. Like go to beginner tournaments with like a little 3-man squad of just me and like 2 of my nephews. And who cares how we do? It's gonna be a blast. Like we're gonna talk about it for." Until I'm gone.
Yeah.
Probably.
Did they want to play more after they went to the Chicago event?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My one nephew's 9, so he's not going to be able to play anything other than 50 cal.
Yeah.
But he's like, I'm ready for 68, like talking about it and stuff. And Logan, he's down. He wanted me to go up and play with him last week, and he went up to Future Ball and played. Like,
nice, dude.
Yeah, with him and his friend. And I'm like, dude, I'm there any other weekend. So that's why I'm actually going to look for like a gun to get and stuff.
That's what we're missing here, man. Him and I go constantly back and forth like, dude, we should open up a field.
Yeah.
Like just thinking about it, and then
it's necessary.
We think about the the financial side of it, and if it's possible, if it's worth it. Why hasn't any other field really broken out? But I don't feel like they've been run accurately.
We're not talking about that. We're not going to talk about that.
but you know what we're talking about. But
fun against inflatable park.
But we're we're missing
We
that
are,
thing. And
100%.
Toledo is such a intersection of everything.
Dude, human trafficking is huge because we got 75.
There you go.
Yeah.
So here's a prime example. If you look at the Ohio State University and the number of students, that's who like Pando is targeting. Those kids and the high school kids. Like Columbus got a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
But between University of Toledo and Bowling Green, and Toledo as a whole, and like just Northwest Ohio as a whole, there's equal amount of people.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not.
Because you get outside of Columbus, what do you got?
But there's a lot of
people. You know
people.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And now we don't have to do an indoor.
No.
You don't have to do an indoor. Do
Indoors in the Midwest, they're just...
Do a tournament field, obviously, try and draw some teams in, because it could be worth it if you make the field worth it.
Yeah.
Right? For the tournament side. But you obviously have to make some sick-ass rec ball fields.
If it's just on grass, the X-ball field is cheap. You buy the field, it's cheap.
Make up some kind of pole system.
Turf, it's a lot more expensive.
Yeah.
But everybody wants the turf because
I like grass.
Why do you want artificial?
Love grass.
Okay, so I like the turf because you don't tear it up. If you want to play in February when you got a nice day, or DZ ran into that. They played on like in the middle of the winter on a nice day and wrecked the grass, and then it was just had a bunch of bald spots.
You know how you fix that?
Change the field layup. Change the field layup.
The
Can't be
turf,
lazy.
the turf plays so nice.
It does.
When it's done upright. The other thing I like about the turf is if you have a rainy kind of shitty day, it's just wet. It's not muddy.
Yeah. But it wouldn't be muddy if you change the field layout. I think if you change the field layout, if you put bunkers in different spots, you're not going to wear through the grass as fast. But then it's like, obviously, and that goes back to should we just release the field layout the week before or whatever?
Fuck no.
Don't release it at all.
Fuck no. Thursday.
It comes out.
Release it Thursday.
The event opens at... They have a schedule, right? The event opens at noon Thursday.
Yeah.
The gates open for field walking. That's it.
That'd be sweet.
But do they release
What happens
3
with team
layouts that
practice?
it could possibly be?
No.
So here's my
and then release the one on Thursday, or not release any fucking layout at all, and then you get
So my thought was beginning of the year. I said 5 or 6. You have 5 events. Release 6 layouts at the beginning of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And then pick through them every event. So when you come down to World Cup,
so you're
there's
narrowing
2
down
layouts.
Your odds at the end.
It could possibly you can practice both layouts of the World Cup event, but you don't know which one it's going to be when you get there.
I like the just let her loose Thursday.
Let her ride.
Yeah, let people show up.
I think you let loose, but you have to make sure it's secure.
Who makes
that's
the fields?
problem.
I don't even know who makes the fields.
Some of them are stupid as hell.
But I just think I don't know it.
Tom Cole's dog makes them.
It's just it's.
He wasn't there this event.
It's so much more like, who's the better player, and it's not so much who can get all the repetitions in before the tournament. I think it really
you got to develop
it really
as a
shows.
team.
Yeah.
It shows what team is better.
Yeah.
Not which team has the highest practice paint budget.
Right.
Or
who did that? When did that start?
It used to be 3 weeks.
That's silly.
They used to release it 3 weeks before.
That was the worst part about working at Warzone is like that field layout would come out, so we'd stay after on like Friday night and set it up. It's like why? Because teams wanted to play it. I mean, but it's like I don't know. That'd be cool.
I'm all for it. Honestly, I would love to see a World Cup curveball, and layouts coming out.
That'd be cool.
I remember in 2007 or 8 when the pros got a different layout on Saturday, Sunday. They switched. They had 2 layouts.
Yeah.
I think 2 layouts would be fun.
But for a logistics side, do they? Because once you change one layout or you don't release a layout, you have to have a crew of people putting up all the entire fields that day.
So it was 8, 9, 10 fields would have to get done
in a day.
Yeah.
Correctly. In one day.
Or set them up.
And then put a sniper post up.
And then
with night vision.
I mean, you can watch.
If you try to cheat, you get shot.
Set them up and then deflate them. If they're laying on the ground, even if you kind of peek in from somewhere, you can't really see what's going down.
Okay, so how long does it take to set up all the fields? Like obviously,
it takes a while because I feel like time this year we've changed it at level up.
Send a crew out there to put up all the nets, all that stuff, and then day of. I mean, could you do it the day of? Set up bunkers on each field?
If the field is gridded properly and squared up and you have the marks laid out, like the hash marks, it's not hard to set a field up.
Yeah.
I think
it'd be cool.
Let it go.
Let it ride.
Ride or collide.
I think it's the best bet, man. I think the less prep that you can do.
Makes you develop as a team at the event. You have to figure out the field at the event.
Oh, fuck, man. I've been flying in on Thursday nights for a few years now, just because I can't get that much time off.
I get in. I would be if they did that. I'd be gypped. I'm gonna get to Orlando at 11:15 p.m.
Yeah.
On Wednesday for me, and I gotta play Thursday morning. If I don't have to play Thursday morning, it's great because then you could get there and watch games and watch the webcast and see what's going down. What are other people doing? Like, why are they doing this? If the pros are doing it, probably.
Do people even walk fields now?
Yeah.
Yeah, they still walk them.
Yeah.
Or you get to book the Thursday practice.
Everybody gets there on Thursday. They practice the actual field, which personally I don't like because I think it's just. I think it's too close to when you actually play to possibly get injured and just fuck yourself up.
So you don't have the time, like you said.
Yeah.
You're a blue-collar baller.
Blue-collar baller.
Totally. 100%. So it's like I don't get to practices. I don't get to walk the field like I used to. So, if it can be where they don't release the layout, I think it should be anyway. I think paintball is all about not fucking knowing and figuring it out, right?
Yeah.
When you're on the paintball field, you figure out where everybody is. You only have a limited amount of paint on you. At the time, it's how much you can fucking take out there. But you figure it out as you go. Every game is different for the most part. There's so many variables, and I think this would be, such a huge thing of where you can cut out the prep. I mean, it's not like a fucking football field or anything like that.
Are we starting our own league right now?
Right now.
Well, you know what I hate is I hate that. If you watch on the pro field, Friday, people take more chances. Saturday, little less chances. Sunday, straight up pocket play. You got dudes that are supposed to be straight up front players going out there with 10 pods on their back, crossing it up, playing in the pockets.
It's monotonous.
What about this?
It's boring and stupid.
What about this? Friday, you start with 4 pods.
Oh, Jesus.
Saturday, 3 pods. Sunday, 2 pods.
Yeah.
If you make it a Sunday, just your arm. You don't even get a gun.
Rain delay, Monday, 1 pod.
1 pod.
Mother
Good
Nature
fucking
says, fuck you.
1 ball and a blowgun.
Well, fuck, guys. That's 2 hours.
Oh, yeah, we didn't talk about anything we wanted to talk about.
We got the whole list.
We kind of ran through everything. And
did a good job.
Sidetrack.
I think it was good.
It was fun. I had fun regardless.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
we didn't talk about carbon
Keep
gear.
talking.
I think we should do this more often.
We hit Carbon. Carbon had a good, nice booth set up in Chicago.
I'll talk a little bit about them in the ads and whatnot.
You realize we're the only 3 that are going to listen to this podcast in its entirety, probably.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's all right.
2 listens. That's all you need.
I can say that I used the Carbon SC 4x3 pack at Chicago, and I loved it. Worked great. I never used a slip fit style pack before.
I walked into their booth.
And it works real good.
I'm using GI's version. That's really nice.
Talked to the guy. Saw the little setup. I liked it. It was cool looking.
They make awesome stuff.
It was one of the more memorable booths, even though it was like sleek and modern, like not a bunch of flashy
simple
shit,
right?
That's what they're all about.
But it got the point across. I liked it. And the dude was cool as hell.
A lot of people complain about how expensive it is, but it's all high quality shit. I mean,
I went in the HK booth. I thought I was going to have epileptic shock.
Yeah, contact buzz.
All the colors and...
Weed
smoke. I don't know. It was just like... I thought we were going to legit walk into the vendor area and like... ooh and ah, you know what I mean? But it was like, there was no oohing and ahhing.
Do you think they go a little over top with the... I mean, I feel like that girl tries her best, but like the MC girl up there like yelling and screaming, give it up for your...
But what's her job
blah,
description?
blah, blah.
Like keep people interested in like
Hype
what
girl.
is going on?
Carl and I totally hijacked boards 3. Carl and I were like, let's go play cornhole. Apparently they were having a fucking cornhole tournament. She's like, who's playing on 3? And we're like, this is 3. We are.
That's awesome.
Like, oh, all right.
Oh, this is a tournament. We're playing cornhole in the middle of their fucking
That's
tournament.
The underdogs in the finals.
Yeah, these guys came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I think we should do more of these.
Yeah. We'll see what the audience thinks.
Yeah.
Well, I think we should. I think just seeing the different opinions. And
no, yeah, it's fun. I'm not a player, not at that level, you know.
People love these.
But still, you watch the webcast, you can at least get a gist
yeah.
of what's going on at the tournament. So
I love them, dude. I love those webcasts.
You have something to talk about.
I wish they would like. I don't know if they are like beneficial or whatever, but I hope they are. Cause you can see, dude, Maddie just puts in work, you know.
Mm-hmm. I'd love to know what kind of viewers they get. I mean, I can obviously track it because you log in. I'd like to know, like, I'd like to see like viewer statistics.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I have like how many paid subscribers are there? I don't ever even cancel mine. Like, I'm sure people buy it and cancel it and buy it. I'm like, it's fucking
Right.
$7.99.
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't
care.
the only time I realize it is the once a month that I get the little ding from PayPal that it paid them.
It was like
I'm
yesterday.
like, okay, whatever. Yeah. You know, it's like, what, you got paid subscribers, but how many paid subscribers? How many viewers? Like,
Right.
people, you know, or people are actually watching this? Because there's not a lot of people. I mean, like, I don't feel like there's a lot of people coming to the event that aren't involved with the event somehow.
Right. Yeah. Well, that Gaelic Park too was like, I don't know. I feel like you don't. Like there wasn't a lot of foot traffic in that
No,
park.
not at all.
Like prior to the event or right now, like there's probably not a whole lot of people there. But that's fine. I mean, you can only have paintball at that caliber in so many locations. You know,
They will definitely go back to that Gaelic Park as long as they will allow them back. I mean, I think that was
as soon as it's
parking was
confirmed,
good.
I'm reserving my little cabin back,
Yeah.
dude. Yeah,
parking
it
was
perfect.
parking was good. I mean, other than if they would have never locked that gate behind the pro pits, which was the great player entrance, everybody could get in there. Like I was trying to tell Carl, I was like, why does a pro want to go all the way through here?
Doesn't.
If you're wondering what the
Where are you going, Carl?
what the size limit was for getting through that gate, it was probably 5'10", around 230 pounds. Because I could almost fit, but
Oh, you're
it's
talking
not
the
quite.
double swinging
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
So there was another one down that was like a dugout kind of like gate, like it was a man door size, and it was right behind the pro pit. And they
It's like the start of Austin Powers.
hey, look, it's a wiener, only smaller.
Huh.
Interesting. But yeah, there was a door there, and you could get in. But like I was explaining to Carl, like the pros, why do they want to walk through the vendor area? When I
Right.
come there to play my games, it's the same bitch I've had about every single event so far this season. Why do? It's just, I hope my mic is picking up this.
It's so impressive.
He's just draining his hog
How
right now.
long he is
There's
being
so
for.
much pressure. I mean, you
I feel
could
like
rip,
it has to be blood at this point.
yeah,
Like, I don't know how you fit
you
that
could
much
rip bark
liquid.
off a tree with that fire hose.
That's hilarious.
Settle down.
What a good way to end the
When
podcast.
Carl puts 32 ounces of Milwaukee's finest past blue ribbon in his body.
You know how you always shake it off?
Sir, are you
There's
dehydrated?
always a pee spot in your boxers. Always, no matter how much you shake it off.
That's why
Yeah.
I wear black boxers.
That's embarrassing.
Can't tell.
I just don't
All
want
right,
underwear.
dude.
Then I have to worry.
I'm hungry.
Yeah, we need some food.
Let's wrap this up.
You want to go to Moe's? Taco Tuesday.
We'll
Pizza.
think of something. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me.
It was awesome.
Or thank you for me joining you guys.
We're at your house. We're in the
It was
Playing
a
on
great
Podcast
time.
studio.
Dude,
Good
I
time.
had a great time. We should definitely do this again. We'll,
You're killing it.
thank
Very
you.
proud of you
Thank you.
as a friend.
Keep it up.
I got into podcasts, like listening to them like 2 years ago, and it's like there's some of them that are done wrong, and like I've learned that over the past couple years just from listening to them. You're like, well, like I like it because I'm getting information from it. Like I listen to a lot of fishing stuff, like anything I can gain information on my hobbies. Like if there's a podcast for it, I try to find it.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like, I don't know. As soon as I thought about it, I was like, man, Carl would kill it, and you're doing a great job.
I appreciate it, man.
Hey, no
And
problem.
that's
I
all I
only-
want to do. I want to bring good content to you guys.
I only give credit where credit is due.
You're
there
such
you
a
go.
nice guy.
Don't cry.
I'm not going
Is
to, you know,
that, is that what is that?
I might,
Is that a
but not
tear?
right now.
It's probably urine leaving any other hole in my
Yeah.
body.
It's his bladder trying to
I
vent
do
upward.
feel relieved as a motherfucker.
I'm about to relieve myself when we close this bad boy down.
No, they're great. Keep doing it.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Proud of you. Good job.
We do 100 more.
Love you guys.
Love you.
Love
Bye.
you.
We'll see ya.
I'm out.
Bye.
Man, that was a good time. That was so awesome, dude. We could have probably went on for a long time, for another couple hours at least, just telling paintball stories and getting everybody's opinions. But I had a blast, man, and I don't know the guys did. So maybe we'll just make that a little thing. Maybe I'll get Cody and Marc down here. I know Marc and I will probably do one after World Cup as well, and I'll get him on here, every once in a while. But maybe we'll make it a 3-man thing, when we do the event podcast and get everybody's point of view. I thought that was really cool. I really enjoyed myself. So if you're listening out there, thank you, Cody, and thank you, Marc, for sitting down with me. All right, guys. Another big thank you to our sponsors, Dr. Paintball. If you head over to drpaintball.com, they are giving away a Dye M2, and make sure you enter Free stuff is cool, so make sure you get over there and get into that thing. So in the thank you to also Charm City Paintball, the maker of the slick headbands and head wraps that you see Aftershock wearing, and a lot of other guys out there wearing them now too. So thank you to Charm City. Also Carbon Paintball, where if you type in capital TPOP at checkout, you will get 10% off your entire order. Thank you to Carbon Paintball. And lastly, Planet Eclipse, for making the awesome paintball markers that you make. I appreciate it, especially the LVR and the LV series, but you gotta give it to the CS1 too, man. Those things are nasty. So thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we will see you again soon here on the Playing On Podcast. Peace.